In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing for
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of pods and cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello and welcome to the show, everyone. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things. It's called Best Gen because we're all roughly from the same gen, and we happen to think that it's the best, not because we as people are better than you, but because our entertainment was, baby. So strap on in, prepare to wax nostalgic as we reminisce upon the days of yore, while simultaneously complaining about the filth that modern Hollywood is shoving down our throats. I thought maybe this week we'd have some good stuff to talk about, but we'll get into it, baby. We're joined by the Prophet of the Dragon.
Hey, what's up? I thought like I've it's been a weird week, and I thought you said I thought you said they were dropping it in two halves, so it's like trying to motor through all these episodes.
No.
And I fell asleep in the middle of the third one, and I'm like, oh man. And then you're like, no, we're only supposed to watch three. So I'm like, all right, well, I sort of watched three.
We were chopping it in half.
I'm like, okay, I sort of watched three. I slept through half of the third one, but you know.
See, I thought we were chopping it in thirds, so I only watched the first two.
Oh, shut up. I texted you, David. I planned with you. We made the plans.
No. Forgot.
No,
after watching.
we were gonna just go week by week, but Amazon decided to drop the whole season on Friday, and I was like, okay, we're not gonna watch 6 episodes by then, but we'll watch the first half.
Yeah,
there was some translation errors.
No, I immediately felt it was me, but I immediately felt better because it's like, okay, I'm right there where I'm supposed to be, so we're good.
Yeah,
we're talking about the first half of Good Omens, maybe just the first 2 episodes for some of us.
I mean, I watched the first season, so that's...
Yeah, well, I hadn't watched the first season before, bro, so I had to watch the entire first season plus the first 2 episodes.
Whose fault is that?
My wife's fault, because she started watching without me. I'm like, ooh, that looks interesting, and then she proceeds to watch the entire thing without me.
It's 6 episodes, bro.
Promoting the show.
I read a whole book this week. Calm down.
Yep.
Wow,
that's my TV
great,
with my wife. So
that's some fast reading.
Yeah, I finished Lightbringer book 2, and I'm 20% done with book 3.
Nice.
So we're gonna be doing a Lightbringer stream in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I'm trying to finish all 5 books.
book 2
Man,
is
that means
good,
I've got to
right?
review again because I mean it's been years since I've read those now.
Yeah,
You guys are taking forever.
We're also joined by the Angry Mexa. He's a regular, our resident Mexican intern. Doing great. Just released some Barbie parody songs.
Yeah, that was funny to do.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked that Ken song. You know, the I'm Just Ken. It's a pretty good song. Like, overall, like has musically, it's a pretty great song for the new pop wave of trash music. It musically, if you get to listen to it musically, it's pretty interesting. So I said, like, why do I make a song where I fix the actual where I fix the lyrics so it actually reflects the reality of men today? So he's like, it talks about, well, it is kind of hard to be a man. I'm not here to cry, oh no, it's impossible to be a man because we live in a matriarchal, tyrannical society. But
if you
there are
suck it
difficulties.
up.
Exactly. We just had to suck it up sometimes. Yeah, so that's what the song talks about. And yeah, it was fun to do. If you want to check it out, it's already up.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if I'd watched Barbie, right, or listened to the source. But the cover was good.
I sent you the link.
I watched your video. I don't. Okay, my wife watched Barbie this week, and I can talk about that. What she said. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to either. I'm
Yep.
with
So-
you. I'm good.
I was in the camp of this. This is probably terrible, but I might watch it just for the laughs. But after what I've been hearing, I'm like,
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm not
like
interested
just
anymore.
watch if you want to like enjoy it and say, okay, this is well not decent, but bearable. You can
Yeah.
watch the first 30 minutes and that's it. Like the minute 40 and on, woof, woof, woof. Jesus.
Well, we're joined by David from Shelf Help Gaming, who still hasn't released a video, so we're waiting for that.
Working on it.
And my cousin Jared, who is also read Brent Weeks, and we'll be talking about Brent Weeks on one of these streams later. We've got some wonderful audience guy, or Mark Clark, our resident channel member. If you want to become a channel member, just like Mark, it's 99 cents a month, and you get access to emojis and a wonderful community. Mark, you didn't watch Good Omens because you didn't like Neil Gaiman. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, baby.
Hell yeah.
Baron Haas, nice to see you. He's complaining that we were 5 minutes late and it felt like months. So,
Mark, that is harsh.
we've got Stephen
We'll see.
Stephen Burton from shoot
Nerdy.
Simply Nerdy. I just forgot. The Prophet just became a channel member.
I mean, 99 cents. I mean, come on. It's like worth it.
Yeah,
It's
there
like
you
totally.
Yeah.
Woo! Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
So, Prophet,
Yes, sir.
you have a wonderful YouTube channel with some wonderful people. You want to
Thank
just tell us more about yourself before we get into discussion?
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm a simple person. I like good TV. I like good movies. I'm a big time Wheel of Time fantasy fan. And basically, my channel right now is pretty heavy, just going over this abomination that they call Wheel of Time as a TV show, which has nothing to do with Wheel of Time at all. So I had a little, I've been working overnight, so a little bit of a hiatus, but I'll be planning on going hard again this week, just covering all kinds of news and fake news and lies and everything they're spreading about this show that looks nothing like the book that they're saying they're doing. So
there's no What Wednesday hype from you.
Unhype, yeah. We've been doing a Wheel of Time Wednesday unhype show because I'm sort of hyped for the show just because I get to tear it limb from limb and
Exactly.
with a bunch of buddies because
My
terrible.
favorite part about What Wednesday is that Rafe Judkins announced it. Okay, we're gearing up for season 2. We're going to do What Wednesday again. And then the next week, the writer's
canceled
strike happened. He's like, oh, okay. Instead of What Wednesday, every week I'm going to make a post about one of our amazing writers on season 2. And he did it one time.
That dude is such a liar, man. Like, it's
Jesus
unbelievable.
You cannot make this thing up, right? You cannot.
He couldn't even be consistently praising his writers.
Well, I mean, first they had to cancel What Wednesday because they couldn't figure out what to cover. I mean, it's like, how did that, and it's just like, and then it's just like, oh, remember how it, like, what was it, Comic-Con? I don't know, like 5 months ago, like, get ready. We're releasing these animations because we haven't released anything else. So you're gonna get to
That
see
was
all these-
over a year ago.
And where are the
Holy.
animations at?
The Wheel of Time Origins Part 2, because
Yeah.
they came out. Those came out like simultaneously with each episode
Yep.
for season
those were
1,
cool.
and they
And they-
announced as soon as season 1 was over, hey, we're going to do a Part 2 of Wheel of Time Origins.
Yeah.
And then it was supposed to originally be released like a year and a half ago, and they
Yep.
and then they just stopped talking
Well,
about it.
well, and then,
But the
6
problem-
months later at Comic-Con, because nothing had come out for like half a year, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna come out soon. Be ready. They're coming out soon, right before the season comes out, so you have something to look at." And you know what? I think David said it. The animations, well, they weren't like 100% accurate. I mean, they were a lot closer than like.
Yeah,
I would have been happy if the,
If the
show
whole show was
resembled
that.
the animations a little bit.
Exactly.
Like-
That's what I was going to say. Those animations explained more about
Yep.
the lore than the actual show itself. So the problem is they probably had a whole bunch of these slotted open, and they said they realized that it doesn't match the content that they're putting out.
I think what happened is they realized that people liked it more than the show, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we got to stop. We got to stop doing this."
No, I think that the show was so bad that they're like, okay, they're pushing back on all the content that we were trying to put out. They're like, no way.
Mark Clark watched Pip's on the White Cloaks channel breakdown of the trailer. Yeah, I was like, oh, I should do a breakdown, and I couldn't do it. So
it's tough. It's tough, isn't it? It hurts your heart. It's
the worst thing. I don't understand the binkies. I don't look.
Like I've said
So-
it so many times. It's like you sort of like I don't particularly like the big ass collars. Oh, excuse my language. Sorry, the big old collars
It's all
they
good.
got. At least they got a collar. They got a bracelet. But why'd you have to put why is the thing there? Like
Yeah.
you got real close. You got a collar.
So
you got a
for
bracelet.
context, there is a race of people that are going to be introduced in season 2, and they come in book 2, who take the magic ladies as slaves, the Aes Sedai.
Yep.
And they chain them up. They put them in collars with chains, and they treat them like dogs, and they can magically force them to do magic for them. And it's horrifying.
Yeah.
When it comes up in book 2, spoilers, it's like the most shocking moment, and it's when I was like, oh, I'm going to like this book series. This is not what I thought this was going to be. When that happens, I was like, this is super dark, and I love it.
Yeah.
And so they said they removed the chains because chains are problematic. I don't know why, because it's literally a metaphor for slavery.
It's not a
You-
metaphor.
look-
It is slavery.
Well, yeah, it is slavery, but like it's okay for bad guys to do bad things in your shows, right?
Well, it's like,
They're making the bad guys less bad. Like, I don't understand it.
oh, God.
So instead of collars, they have these like chest pieces that like fit over the whole thing, that's going to create problems later on in the series when they have to do things with those collars. But the worst part is, for some reason, they also gave them binkies.
No, he's not even making this up. If you haven't seen it, like it's like you sort of got, and then big. It's like we can't put chains, but we're gonna gag them. It's like what? What are you doing?
Like there is like some. Here, let me see if I'm gonna pull up a picture too.
It's
But,
wild.
Like, in the books, they
Wild.
said if they acted up, they would muzzle them.
Yeah,
But that was like they didn't have to do that because they could torture them with the collar, right?
yeah, exactly. They just.
But
they
also,
did-
a muzzle is like chained to your face. This is just like a.
it's just
what
a
is
binky.
that?
Yeah, it's just a
A binky, yeah.
a binky.
It's
Yeah,
literally-
what is it? Like, what the hell is that?
But you can see it's not. See, if it were like a muzzle type thing, it would be further in. You can see it's like protruding from their mouths because
Right,
they just
it's
have
weird.
these mouthpieces that the actors are sucking on. But like like you could create something like that like fit inside the mouth and prevented you from like moving your mouth, and this is not what that is.
It's so
Yeah.
embarrassing.
And the sad part is that the rest looks decent. Like the rest of the costume looks decent. You know, the makeup looks decent. I'm not familiar with the lore. I don't know if that's accurate, but it looks at least decent. Like at least they put some thought, like work into it. But the binky is just like painted, or just literally a binky painted over with golden thingies.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really weird.
one of the biggest problems about the whole thing is I mean like that thing on her, like just from that little image you showed there, that's supposed to be like a metal thing, and you can tell that like it's made of plastic or something, and it's just like it's because you put like a freaking half vest on her. Just give her a collar. Like you're making it harder than you need. It's like you're that close, and then you just have to put a ball gag in them. Like I don't
Oh
understand.
no, on the side looks worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
no,
literally a binky.
Oh no.
It's
This is
Yeah,
from
that's so
the
weird.
Salty Traveling Company. He's also a great YouTuber who I want to get on the show as well. So,
it's crazy.
the thing is,
Literally.
so for all the design for the Shan Chen, I pretty much hate it, except for the grunts, like the soldiers with the masks that they put on them. I think actually look really cool. And like
Which
for
one's
like
that?
so the guy behind her with these
Well,
I
like,
think
like
some of those are passable and okay. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
be so upset with like them. Like if some of the other stuff looked right, but some of it looks so ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
just like, I mean,
they're supposed to look like insects. That's how
Yeah.
they're describing. They wear weird masks and helmets that make them look insect like.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't hate that design, but what's with the face paint? And also, why are you putting makeup on your dogs?
It's
Yeah. You're
They
right.
they are treated like dogs. Okay, if you misbehave, they torture you and make you like throw up by like using magic through the bracelet thing. And
I mean, worse than dogs because I don't see people treating their
they can
dogs
do
that
they can
way.
do some horrible crap to you through those leashes, right? So it's just like it's baffling. It's
Anyway.
baffling. It's like anytime they get close to a victory, they got to destroy it,
Mhm.
which isn't very much. They barely get anything
Not
right.
much to say, yeah.
so, if you want more Wheel of Time content, check out The Prophet of the Dragon. And oh
Sure.
boy, we'll be covering it here on Best Gen when season 2 drops, and it can't be far enough away.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it.
It's gonna be horrible. Bad.
Well, yeah, we've got Good Omens to talk about, and I know you probably didn't watch the Secret Invasion, but we'll save that for the end because man, that was disappointing.
I
I also probably won't be here for too long, but that's the only thing that I've actually seen out of this. So
Jared's
I
here.
actually watched it too.
where
Did you miss that whole thing?
I missed the whole thing.
he was listening to Prophet of the Dragon.
Dude, I have 4 monitors. I've been pushing buttons.
I meant to sneak in when you guys were done, but I didn't know how long you would go with Wheel of Time. So I was like, well, I don't want to miss it. So
Yeah, I did see that. I hate that they're doing the TV covers for the books because
I mean, if Bearded is, for a little bit here, we can just talk a little bit about Secret Invasion, which barely
I don't have a lot to
anything
say.
happens. Yeah, barely anything happens, so we can just put that out of the way, and we can just focus on Good Omens and Wheel of Time and fun stuff.
Okay. Secret Invasion sucked. It's officially the lowest rated MCU project ever.
Oh,
13% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yikes.
The last episode, actually, it's been updated. It's only at 8%. It was horrible. I absolutely hated it. There was nothing redeemable. And it's so bad that people are now praising the Ant-Man movie.
Actually, in retrospect, Ant-Man wasn't too bad.
Yeah, maybe MODOK was not that awful looking if we compare it to that arm that this girl
So
just grew out of
What is that
nowhere.
picture? Is that supposed to be a super scroll?
yeah,
Is that what that is?
Yeah, so at the
Who did
end of the
anybody?
episode, the 2 of them, spoilers, 2 of them, the bad guy and the good girl get turned into super scrolls. They get injected with all of the Avengers DNA, which
that gives them somehow.
First
the ability
off,
to control their
so-
powers.
I understand there might be a reason for Nick Fury to go around collecting all of the DNA of all the Avengers after the events of Endgame, but why did he put all of it in the same bottle?
Yeah,
It only makes sense if you're writing the story backwards, knowing that it's going to be given to the scroll,
yeah,
Exactly.
because
I mean-
these people don't know how to write.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, unsurprisingly, I didn't hate it, but I can't say there was anything amazing about it. The thing that most got me, though, was when Amelia Clark first starts doing the thing where she decides to make one arm a big strong arm. That looked real goofy. because it had her
See
legs
that?
and arm, but they gave like literally Drax-sized muscle on here,
Yeah.
but then it looked so weird.
Also,
you could make
they
her
could
look
have done
like
anything.
Drax, but
Like,
it was so dumb looking.
She-Hulk finale had better CGI in that part.
Yeah,
They literally-
I didn't mind
Remember-
the rest of the CGI when they're looking like this. Like, okay, fine, I'm not picky
That's
about
fine.
that.
Yeah, that's not
But
that
that
bad.
one looked super freaking weird.
Everything on Emilia Clarke looks holy moly. Looks like freaking Roblox. You know,
Yeah.
like she
What's crazy is that like
freaking
they've talked about
arms.
this, and they said Kevin Feige gave them like permission to literally do whatever they wanted for the
it was
finale.
no, it
He
was
was like,
his
look,
idea.
he's like, look, you're gonna have a battle, and I believe the quote was, you can use any superpowers you want, nothing is off limits. So they had all the superpowers available to them, and literally all they do is different kinds of strong arms.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
was like
They
80%
just
of
keep
what they
switching
did.
to different arms that are strong.
but
And
nobody
at
uses
one point,
that.
Emilia Clarke has an ice sword arm, and then at the very end, they both use Captain Marvel powers, and that's literally it.
Yeah. And who is that ice guy? Like who?
I didn't know where the
You
ice
never seen
thing
an ice
came
guy.
from.
It's
Yeah,
they're
I
doing
wasn't-
X-Men.
That's what I was
yeah.
going to
But
say.
that-
It's X-Men.
What?
But,
So-
oh, wait. They haven't
They
done
haven't
anything
introduced
with the
those,
X-Men.
and they did show
It's,
a
an,
list of a
it's
bunch
called an Easter egg, you plebes. Okay,
Yeah, you're
But
supposed
they
to
got
clap and go,
supposed to
"Oh
be
my
the people
gosh,
who
that's
were there
Iceman! Oh
at
my
the
god, they know the comics." That's
Well,
what you're
but that's the
supposed.
thing is, it's also like it's
Not
supposed
even
to be people
Iceman,
who
it's
were
a-
at the fight in Endgame, and we didn't see any of the X-Men.
I know.
So it's like, who the heck else would it be? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and they say that Rolly Captain, whatever his name is, the black one. The guy that guy
Rhodey.
Rolly,
Rhodey.
Colonel Rhodey, yeah, that guy apparently
War
is a
Machine.
Skrull since Captain America Civil War. Which,
Yeah.
what?
He never
Yeah.
got his
What?
legs fixed. He's been under since Civil War.
that's actually, yeah. It still wasn't super clear that, yeah, okay, so he doesn't have his legs fixed, but is that because
Oh,
I don't know? It was
Wait,
super
so-
Because
weird.
they
he
wrap
revealed
him
to
and
be a
he's
Skrull?
like
Yes, he was.
he's
It
like
was
getting
season
carried
three,
like
episode
Jesus
2 or
Christ
3.
on the cross
I think
around
that's in
like
episode 3.
they made
Yeah.
Rhodey a scroll.
I thought it was
Yep.
in 2 or 3, yeah.
They've
Oh.
He has been a scroll since since
Well-
Civil War.
Well,
listen
Since
to
he
this, bro.
crashed.
You're gonna lose
Like,
your mind. You're gonna lose your mind. Not only they make him a scroll, but they make him like a scroll. You know, the leader of the Secret Service of whatever. So he's basically telling the president to
Yeah.
hit Russia with nuclear missiles,
Mhm.
and he doesn't know that he's a scroll. Like, how wouldn't he suspect a little bit suspicious that he's a scroll when he's telling him, "Oh, drop some nukes in Russia"?
Yeah.
So
Do you want to
they
know
do-
the name of the
Really long
president
time
of
said
Russia?
Not to trust him, even though Fury said don't trust him.
So is
So
is
in-
Rhodey dead?
In true, no. So I'm addressing both of your
Okay.
comments at the same time. So in true Disney Marvel fashion, because they don't want to have to deal with the consequences of any of their shows. Hint, Eternals. Cough, cough. So no one is dead. They've been put under like a deep sleep and been copied.
I think that the idea was also supposed to be that whatever that was gave them better access to their memories, so that
They could like pull from their memories. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, so Martin Freeman was there since Wakanda Forever?
probably. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What the hell?
To me, it wasn't super clear how long they'd had any of them. The closest hint you got was Rhodey not having his legs working when they got him out.
What's
Yeah.
crazy is you also have a show premise where like anyone can be anything, and they did something. They used it one time
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to make Emilia Clarke
Not-
pretend to
To be Nick Fury.
Nick
Yeah.
Fury.
And the
then
scolding,
Rhodey.
the scolding of Nick Fury. The scolding of Nick Fury in this episode is basically like,
Oh,
oh my
There
lord.
were so many with what's her face, the British lady had so many messages to preach in this episode, constantly condescending to the audience, and yeah. It was pretty bad.
You guys are
But
doing
Did
it.
you did you guys notice? Did you guys notice in the final fight, the bad guy has a completely different 3D model.
Mhm,
His face isn't his face.
mhm.
Yeah.
They recast him, and
Oh, did they?
this was So this was the entire finale is a completely different actor.
Interesting. I wondered because it wasn't as obvious. There were some of the ones where I like even Fury's wife it wasn't clear to me that it was the same actress when they switched into the Skrull, but that's why I didn't probably pick up on just this him being different. But,
I love that he just leaves his wife to die. That's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, I thought so. There's bad scrolls now too, and I know the comics. I'm just saying, because like everybody's like, oh, the scrolls are good in the MCU, huh? Okay, and now there's the bad scrolls.
Only some of them are bad.
Oh, of course, right? Because we can't.
And it's because Nick Fury didn't keep his promise, and so because he didn't keep his promise, they're going to kill all humans.
Yeah, Nick Fury's
there are literally 7 scrolls in total in the entire show. 7 scrolls, and 3 of them are bad, and the rest are like plot convenience. That's it. That's it.
I like that they didn't use Emilia Clarke at all. Like, she literally shows up at the very end to fight the bad guy, and that's all she does the entire show.
And like she can do a better acting job than what she was able to provide there, because she was very wooden in this. Like,
but she was not trying at all.
I thought that was a character choice, but I don't know.
She looks depressed even. Like, she looks depressed being there. Jesus Christ.
I would be.
A lot of that. The bad writing, the bad directing, right?
So
you got good actors.
He's about directing. The director is completely another brain dead completely. There's a scene where the best actor in the show is the bad guy, the British bad guy. By far, he's the best actor in the show. He clearly is a good actor. Ben Nadir Hassim. Well, I don't know.
He's a bad guy now.
He's a bad guy. He's the bad Skrull. He's the main bad Skrull. The king and the head of Secret Invasion that gets killed in a second. It makes no sense. Emilia Clarke, 1 second before that, stabs him in the heart with with her eye sword, and then but when Emilia Clarke does the Kamehameha with the Captain Marvel power, now he's dead. Now he has
the exact same thing. I was like,
no rejuvenation.
Yeah,
and first he gets stabbed in the chest and then in the belly. Are you telling me the belly wound killed him faster than the chest wound?
Captain Marvel power being more powerful than just being stabbed by a physical object?
Well, also, he could just turn into Groot and just, like, grow back his stomach. Like, she should have gone for the head. It doesn't make any sense. I hate it.
Oh, my boy guy is cooking.
Oh, did they say that?
Portions and grits. That sounds cool.
Did they say I should have gone for the head again? Because they only said it like 8
but
times.
They should have.
Yeah, in this case, they should have.
But Colonel Rodney says, did you drink stupid soup this morning? Something like that.
That was a weird line. That was a really
weird when he tells the lady, he's basically mansplaining a lady.
It's a real line.
Did you this morning? What do you think this is going to be a false flag operation? Or is it literally a false flag operation? Do you want to know the name of the president of Russia?
She says it to the president of the United States.
Yeah. Either him or the head of state, like some like
Did you drink stupid juice this morning? Yes.
And do you want to know the name of the president of Russia?
The
President Vladimir.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like Vladimir.
The only other thing I have to say about the show, which is retarded, is that the worst plot point in this whole thing is a carryover between this episode and last episode, when Nick Fury confronted Rhodey in front of the president. He said, Rhodey is an alien, and you don't need to listen to him. Don't trust him because he's an alien. And Rhodey says, what are you going to do? Kill me in front of all these people? I don't think that you're ready to die. And so he says, oh, okay. And then he runs away. And then literally the next scene, the British lady is in the same situation, but she handles it how it should have been handled by shooting the alien. And then the people say, oh, wow, that's an alien. We're not going to shoot you.
Yep.
They literally do the same situation twice. All Nick Fury had to do was just shoot Rhodey in front of the president, and then they'd be like, "Oh, he's an alien."
Wait,
and they proved that works because they did it in the next scene, and then they copied the situation a third time for the finale. Except that it was the British lady confronting Rhodey in front of the president, and they say, And instead of just shooting him immediately, they talk about it for 30 minutes and say, look, President, you need to trust us. Don't trust him. When all she needs to do is shoot him, and the president will see, oh, he's an alien. And then it's literally like a countdown. The president has ordered a nuclear strike that will start World War VI. But he's trusting Rhodey, and so they need to convince him to not trust Rhodey. And instead of just shooting Rhodey, they talk about it for 30 minutes.
Wow.
Including when Sam Jackson comes in and then still talks about it. And then he finally does shoot him, and that's what convinces him. It's like,
and then they end up shooting him anyway, right?
Which is what convinces him. Yeah.
Wait, is it really World War
Just
VI
shoot
in
him
the
in the
MCU?
arm?
I don't know which one it is. I just guessed.
I don't know if they said anything about a particular number.
That whole scene is
That would be
started
hilarious.
completely.
Like, that's how good the world's doing in the MCU.
The Avengers each have to count as a war or something, right?
Right. Each of the Avengers as a separate world war.
One of them was an entire age. Okay.
That's true.
They even made that joke in the show. They even Malik says, "Oh, you're going to call one of your little Avengers," and nobody calls an
Nobody
Avenger.
calls it Avengers, yeah.
Where are the freaking Avengers? They're all
It
dying.
They literally
funny
teased it.
having a TV Oh, shoot.
The penultimate episode teases it. He dials up the phone and says, "I need your help. Let's end this." And everyone's like, "Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?" It's just Amelia Clark. He called up Amelia Clark. That's it.
They do that a lot, right? They give you it's like
and that's the
mystery
super
box.
disappointing thing about these TV shows being a separate thing, because they're still viewed as TV shows and they are an episodic thing. So like a lot of the big name actors don't generally want to come down to do that, and you're not going to get a lot of the big Avenger actors into it. You get like a Rhodey, you get some of them, but you don't get any of the big names. But it feels like you should be able to, because it's supposed to be a big crossover-y type thing, but you just can't. I don't know why.
You can get Black Captain America or the White Captain America or whatever. You can get Agents of Shield. Get someone.
Oh man, like
Who you gonna go?
Anthony Mackie is sure seems
They're
like
morons.
he needs work. He just did Twisted Metal, and that show is the biggest pile of
dog. Yeah,
it's so bad. So like, oh my god.
What's
He
crazy?
needs help, yeah.
What's crazy is Anthony Mackie used to be like pretty based, actually.
Yeah.
Like he's had some interviews where I'm like, wow, I agree 100% with what you're saying, and now he's just insane.
He joined Disney. What do you expect? Like,
Well, he knows he doesn't want to be canceled, so
Yep.
That's true.
Speaking of canceled, I've had a horrible week this week.
Oh no.
I
got
fired from my improv gig.
Oh crap.
Oh boy.
For my politics.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
What did
It's
you say?
been
That
rough.
it was something controversial, or
Basically, what happened was the owner is very nice. I'm on great terms with him. Great guy. He's trying to do some good things. What happened was over time, the performers there have gotten more and more progressive, and none of them wanted to perform with me anymore because they saw my YouTube channel. Specifically, there was a mom with a transgender kid who got very upset and told everyone not to perform with me.
Mom with a transgender kid. How old is the kid? So we need to call Child Protective Services.
Child Protective Services. This is gotta stop.
Like I have 3 kids. We're not gonna go down that road here, but like anytime I hear about that crap, it just makes me angry.
Yep. So I'm not doing improv anymore, but I don't want to badmouth the company because the company's great. It's just that the performers have.
Can't we agree?
And
that
it would be
gay?
very silly to
Can't
fight.
we agree that improv is pretty gay?
Okay. It's a little bit. Okay. I mean, I was improvising musicals too, so it's a little bit more gay.
That's a little bit more gay, yeah.
It's even more gay.
It tips the scale a little bit, yeah.
I loved doing it, and I thought that the people there were my friends, and it turns out 90% of them were not. There's still some great people there. I don't want to badmouth the company. They're really good. It's been a really, really crappy week to find out. It's never fun to hear that people don't like you. Right?
Yeah, don't worry. I can
especially when you thought you were close with these people, and I've been nothing but cordial. I never brought up politics. I always separated my YouTube from performing with them, but it is what it is, and it would be silly for me to fight to be included in a place where I'm not wanted, which is a lesson that a lot of these people could learn. Stop trying to get into our comics. But
I can say some bad word for you, pinches culeros.
So it's been a bummer. I kind of saw it coming. I don't feel super bad, but it doesn't feel good either. So it's been a rough week.
It's the very same thing that I told you, right? That they kicked me out of my band as well. I mean, the band that I was in too. Yeah, basically because I was the only person with success in that band. A little bit of success, yeah. But what can you do? Like, you literally, your channel has way more views than they are ever going to get in their entire existence. So yeah, let's just say that it's pretty gay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if there's a gay person in the chat. I'm joking, all right? I'm joking. I'm an ally. I'm an ally.
I did it for like 15 years, baby. It's pretty gay. Okay. But it's fun. I loved it. But it's a huge part of my life that is now gone.
Comedy is always fun.
To what profiteth a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? So
here.
On the good news,
let's start our own freaking YouTube improv show, like whatever. We're gonna get more views even.
The Witcher's been paused. Well, I gotta. I'll pull that up later. But thanks for the super chat.
Yay.
More good news, and we'll get to that good news too. The Marvels isn't going to get any IMAX screens because Dune is going to be playing for 6 weeks.
That sucks for my
If I could go to Dune every week at least once, I would to the IMAX because it's going to be a visual masterpiece, and the Marvel is going to be a visual embarrassment.
I'm probably gonna see it like opening night, and then I'm gonna watch Dune Part 1, and then I'm gonna go see it again because I am so pumped for Dune Part 2.
Yeah, I'm actually so. When is it coming? Is it November, right?
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually watched Dune 1 yet, and I need to go and watch it. And
It is.
I've been holding off so that I can watch it just before going to Dune 2.
It's literally the greatest adaptation I've ever seen of any book.
I did listen to the audiobook of Dune shortly after the book or after the movie came out.
Yeah. I would say it's not perfect storytelling, but it's like it's mind blowing what they were able to create. I haven't read the book, so for me it was just like the Dune, like as a whole.
Even if it's not perfect storytelling, like because I'm with you there. It's like there's a few, but you can see the intent in what they're trying to do,
and you can tell he likes the source material.
You're right, and they're not trying to harm the source material or make it something it's not. So if there's a few storytelling elements that are like a little off, it's like, well, you forgive it because everything else around it is good. So
and I will argue that probably if we ever get like a director's cut, like the full version, non-editing version of Dune, probably there is the part that they left behind that maybe the editors or the people that were behind that part of the process, maybe they'd say, all right, we're gonna take it out. It doesn't matter. Maybe it didn't matter. But
even watching the trailers for watching the trailers for Part 2, I already know that they're including some of the stuff that they had to pull from Part 1.
Nice. So what people were saying, the people that didn't like Dune and people that did like Dune, they were saying, wait for Part 2. I say, okay, a movie has to stand on his own legs, but this movie has more than just legs. He has legs, a penis, testicles. He has the full freaking package. All right, he has the full package.
I didn't know those were necessary for standing on your own, but
I didn't know.
I don't know if the metaphor works there.
This movie is a tripod. I'll tell you that.
What do you want me to say? The tippy toes, the hair in the legs.
Maybe let's say this movie's like a centipede or like the idea of leg. Okay, next up, the idea that a movie has legs is that it keeps walking, right? if its junk is too big, it would make it harder to do that.
Okay,
It
that's
depends,
my fault because I don't
you
know the full extent of the meaning of the phrase. I just heard it once and I said, "Oh,
So
you just
I have
standing in
another
two legs."
question,
I guess that.
Let me tell you, this movie has a third leg, baby.
It is long.
I have a question, So as somebody who has not watched the first one, I also have not watched any of the older stuff.
Oh,
I do like to see some of the older stuff as a like reference point to see how much better they've done it, or if they
right.
what they improve or don't improve. Realizing I probably won't get to all of it that I could. Are there ones that you would recommend as being a good idea to check out beforehand, or just watch these ones and go back to that
before? No, I would wait till after.
Okay. So that I'm not spoiled. I get to enjoy the best version of it, or it seems like the best version of it.
Yes.
And
David Lynch's Dune is I love it, but it is a bad movie, and it's almost a good adaptation until like the very end. Like it's weird. I love it for nostalgia reasons, but don't watch it.
TV
first.
miniseries and then also a different movie, or is it just one that's like a TV
No.
miniseries?
So I haven't watched all of. I actually just got some of the TV series to watch. So they adapted Dune as a like 3-part miniseries, which had a very, very low budget, but people liked it, and so then they adapted Dune Messiah and Children of Dune as another 3-part miniseries. I believe it was like 1.5 episodes per book. So and that got a lot more money, and people I've heard people really liked the Children of Dune adaptation. I remember watching parts of it with my dad when I was really young, and I don't remember a whole lot except for the very ending. But I've heard it's a good adaptation as well. Okay. But just watch the movie first.
Yeah, and I've read the book, so it's not like I'm getting spoiled necessarily. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Don't fight, freaking kitties! They always start fighting. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, super excited for Dune Part 2. Can't wait. The Marvel's director has been calling for people to complain to Kevin Feige so that he greenlights the second season.
Oh no.
I don't know who she's talking to though, because I didn't think anyone watched.
I watched it. I liked it. Everybody that saw it liked it, but it got
exactly
views. So, as even somebody who did like the show, I can't agree with this, because if it's not successful, then you don't have a great argument for doing more of it.
Yep.
I mean, it had some success because it was liked by people who watched it, but yeah.
Did you guys see that after Barbie's success that Mattel is starting a cinematic universe?
Even before that.
Yes, Beethoven.
Is it like
8-ball and the Uno? That's a good one.
Uno. No, this has been like Uno. There's going to be like a freaking Tetris, like
I have heard
the Tetris game. Is good, but
Okay.
like,
I'd already heard about this one, and they've said that the Barney movie is going to like, what was it that they were saying? It's like, it's going to undermine all our expectations or whatever. Like, it's going to be like totally incredible. It's like, unless you're going like the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, like Five Nights at Freddy's route with a Barney the Dinosaur movie, I don't think you're going to get anything.
They already have 14 movies in production with 45 more waiting in the wings.
they're like,
That's
Apple,
interesting.
they're taking every product they own, like every board game and everything, and they're making it into it's like Monopoly, like they're like every board game is getting a movie adaptation. It's
I
like,
actually heard that there was so one of the ones that people were talking about that they were going to do was a Tetris movie, and people were like, "Wait, what?" But I actually heard the Tetris movie was really good.
Tetris movie is really good.
But the Tetris movie is about
was
not
a
Tetris,
though.
but it's about the creation of
It was more like BlackBerry or one of those things where it's
yeah,
like, it was a
people
drama.
love
good.
those kind of movies. People love
gonna
the
do-
social network.
Barney,
Tetris movie.
Polly
is really
Pocket,
good.
Hot Wheels,
Okay, so
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I thought they already did that with the
That's Real Steel, and actually, Real Steel was pretty solid. So
yeah,
American Girl, Magic 8-Ball, the movie.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, see, every
Masters of the Universe. That franchise has already been tanked by.
Oh, it's going no
American
read
Girl,
read
are
bro
they
bro
gonna
read
keep it
read
American Girl
the
as-
Magic Able. Read the Magic Able by God.
According
It's
to
going to be
Variety,
a
the Magic
PG-13
8-Ball movie
thriller.
Well,
horror
PG-13.
R-rated
Is it-
We
is the
think
eight ball gonna
Mattel
have,
should
like-
go with an R-rated horror movie surrounding the
I
Magic
was
8
gonna say,
Ball.
this needs to be the next
It's-
like
the
Megan.
eight
that
ball's gonna,
somebody
like, be
decided
like-
to come up with like an AI version of the Magic 8 Ball, and it decides to take over the world.
That'd
Should
be-
I kill
that'd be
this
better.
enemy in
Origin
game?
story.
The able says
Singularity.
Is Battleship Mattel, or is that a different company?
Battleship
Uh,
was
That's
Mattel.
Hasbro. It's
Hasbro, yeah,
Mattel,
Hasbro.
I think.
See, so they don't have to
Hasbro.
learn from Battleship because they did Barbie and it was successful.
Yeah.
Which
Well, they
means
like
that people are going to watch all of these movies, but
But
you'd have
this
to have
was the
an
master
equally
plan.
clever marketing campaign for each one because you kind of tricked people into seeing Barbie.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
was the master plan.
I
Because
mean,
know.
they
Martinez's joke
started
right there, by the way. It's
they
pretty low-key,
started
but it's a good joke.
working on these movies from 2019. They knew that this was going to be a success. They planned it perfectly. When the newest CEO Mattel came in and said, "Oh, we saw Marvel, we gotta make a Marvel, but for Mattel," and hell, they did it against all odds.
Hot
They
Wheels
did it.
and Matchbox could be fun, like along the lines of a Lego movie, where like you come up with a good story and just happen to wrap it in a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox. Like, sure, okay.
I didn't know they owned Hot Wheels and a Matchbox.
Dude,
That
they're gonna
seems
be
Yeah,
driving
they-
around, dude.
They
Hot
bought them
Wheels
out.
is gonna be
Matchbox
the-
is the more realistic cars, and Hot Wheels is the futuristic.
The Hot
crazy,
Wheels movie is
weird
directed by J.J. Abrams and is produced by Bad Reboot. I mean, Bad Robot.
stuff. And then you'll get the sequel. The Hot Wheels versus
Mattel versus Matchbox.
Matchbox, right? Yeah.
yeah. I thought they already made an Uno movie with Bruce Lee,
What?
the one.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm like, there's a joke there that I'm not quite catching, but
Jet Li.
No, it'll
Jet
just
Li.
be a
Jet Li,
Yeah,
Jet Li.
Hispanic.
That's what I meant to say.
Panic the one.
they are
Yeah.
the same.
Oh no. That was
They've
so
made Bratz
yucky,
movie.
man.
Yeah,
I really
honestly,
hope
Wishbone could be good.
I'm
I mean,
okay
They
with
have
Wishbone.
Brad movies.
Yeah.
Not
I
having
think
the
they were.
confidence coming out of Hollywood in a general sense, but like Wishbone has a good concept.
Dude, I really hope Uno is like some serious gambling movie, and instead of like poker, like they go into like Uno, like
No, what it should be is the Uno attack one, where like
They are
like,
reading
people
Uno
kill,
cards.
like,
They are counting cards. Yeah,
it
they're
blows
like
up. They're playing Uno attacks. Like instead of more cards, it just explodes. It's like,
reversing, like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of reverse. You know,
It starts off with like a young savant in college, right? And his professor comes up to him. I've noticed you're really good at
Dude,
math.
please, if they do the, when they
Are
do
you
the
at?
Uno movie,
I
I
really
just want
liked
guy to
21,
say,
all right? It's a great
Tell me,
movie. I love
what's
21.
this number?
if they look
Uno.
watch the movie, if somewhere in the movie a guy says you've been Uno reversed and then pulls out a gun and shoots the guy, boom. It's like,
yeah.
Hey, this needs
You've
to be made.
unified.
The American Squid Game. Nice.
Oh gosh.
just throws the reverse card down. Boom.
Not so
Bam.
fast. I have a take four. You know,
Yeah, right. Draw four.
But acting like Yu-Gi-Oh! They start. Oh, take four. You know.
And then we're gonna find out that it's somehow tied in because that young savant is actually named Remy LeBeau, and he's gonna be Gambit, and that's gonna be the kickoff into the
Oh,
my
yeah.
lord.
At the end of
Oh,
Uno,
but see,
Barbie
he
walks
talk
in,
about
she's
exploding
like,
cards, you know.
But now
See,
he throws
so
Uno
they
cards
get
in.
in trouble for counting cards to see, you know, if the other players are close to
How
Uno
many-
or not.
And
You're
just
allowed to
Barbie's got to
count
walk in
cards,
at the
but
end.
there's
of
only
each
two.
one.
It's hard
Count
to
cards in Uno. Bah! Like smashes his hand with a hammer. You know, it's gonna be old school like casino.
Dude, we're making a movie here. Like, they
Yeah.
have to be taking notes. I'd watch.
I
this
mean,
movie.
it's a pretty violent borderline.
How did you know that his Uno was up? You've been counting cards, haven't you? No, it's just intuition. It's instinct, baby.
But like, just being like, do you know like how if they just didn't take themselves seriously and did a movie like this where like they
It could be
just
good.
if they replaced poker with Uno and just made it a comedy and did all this crap, like, do you know how funny that movie would be?
It would make a good. It would make a good SNL sketch. I don't know if it would last the whole movie.
I mean,
So along
SNL.
those lines, there's apparently a movie in theaters that it's hard to get. It's basically in Utah theaters by the people who used to do Studio C. I want to go check that out. And I haven't heard great things
Go
about it. I haven't
West?
heard a whole lot about it yet. The Go West.
Yeah, it's called Go West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I hadn't seen it, but I saw the thing for it.
I've
I
seen the
mean, if
billboard.
a Uno movie trailer comes out, I'm going to make a parody out of it with the concept that you guys are mentioning. I hope we make it out of Mexico. I think. I hope
The,
so, you know.
the best news before, and then let's talk about Good Omens that I saw this week was that um, um, L-
Oh no.
Oh God.
Lizzo played the Lord of the Rings on the flute, except
Wait, we
that
can't even hear it.
except that it's not a flute, it's a recorder because
Yeah.
Lizzo has no
I
talent.
mean, he can't play it. He can't play it because copyright and shit.
Yeah,
The funny
no, but
thing is we all learned how to play with the recorder in like third grade,
I know I learned in kindergarten.
kindergarten. There you go.
She plays the flute. She plays the transversal one. Like I'm going to give her that. She doesn't play that well. Like if a real classical musician would, actually analyze her performance, would say that is crap because she's only twerking and doing
Oh.
trebles with her flute. Like,
I'm surprised I'm not seeing any twerking going on here.
Is this the official casting announcement? She's going to be Princess Disa's like cousin.
oh no!
Under a different mountain. Like she's going to be running a different dwarf.
No, she-
I'm pretty sure that they're looking at
she plays the mountain.
Oh,
Causing Disa underweight.
saying this is the recasting of the new version that they're going to do,
because
and she's now Gandalf.
She
Oh,
looks
no.
less fat than
What
Disa. Remember that shot of Disa showing her insides, like
Yeah.
when she was walking and she showed the inside of her thigh, and it was like a freaking
Pops her leg out. Yeah.
shawarma thingy. What do you guys call it? We call it trompo. Call it trompo.
A shawarma steak,
Yeah, the shawarma thing is like
a rotisserie. That's probably the word you're
rotisserie
using.
thing. We call it trompo in Mexico, right?
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough news. There were a couple other articles, but they're not good. So Good Omens.
Yeah. Can I say something before I like?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave the stream. I'm just gonna go eat something,
Yeah.
but I don't want to.
Sure.
Because you guys know more about it. I just watched the first season entirely. I literally just finished the last episode, and it's really really good in my opinion. But I have bias because I love this kind of shows.
Yeah.
I was a blasphemous mother lover in growing up. Nowadays, I'm more like I think that I'm closer to God. I hope I will. I hope so.
You're talking
But
about
I always
Season
was
one.
interested in the mythology of
Yeah.
God and the angels and the names, Gabriel and Asephiel and all these cool names that for me were cool names, badass like comic book characters. And then I saw
I loved season one.
Constantine, and then I like this show reminded me like not Constantine, but if Constantine was a comedy, but like not a grim, dark, like want to die comedy, right? Like a good heart, kind hearted, even if they're talking about the apocalypse and the antichrist and things like that are heavy subjects. They make it so it's interesting, entertaining, and funny. Most importantly, funny. It's a fun show to watch. Not funny, but fun, entertaining show to watch, right? They have bits of comedy, which they land, which was impressive. I usually don't understand British comedy, but this was pretty on point. Specifically on the end. The thing that I didn't like when they were fighting the demons, the kids were fighting the demons, that was pretty lame. But when they are fighting the devil, when not fighting the devil, but when the kids stood up to the devil, that was pretty cool for me. That was pretty freaking awesome. The CGI was not horrible for a show that with low budget. It was
Right.
decent enough where you don't get like thrown out of it like freaking Secret Invasion with the Hulk arm, oh. But yeah, I really enjoyed it the first season. I really love this kind of shows. I understand now what Gaiman and Neil Gaiman, gay man, kind of goes for. He at least understands a little bit of the mythology. He's just you can see that he's an atheist. You can see that he's an atheist.
Yeah.
Right.
For the way that he writes the flawed angels, right? Which is like, come on. You're doing a service for angels are pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
The devil will make more sense that he, like the devil, I mean the demon, would make more sense that he would do all those kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, I really liked it. and I didn't get to watch the first episode, but I watched a review about it. And if it's as boring as they say in the reviews, I'm not gonna bother watching it. But
It's
I just
worse.
wanted to say that
Just
pretty
keep
good
your eyes
show.
Oh, you're talking about the first season? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he's,
like,
he's talking about season 1. He
I
didn't finish
just
season
you
2.
finished all of season 2. Okay, because I was like, I think you saw a different season
Yeah.
2.
Yeah,
than me.
yeah.
Season 1 was really, really good. I
Yeah.
love the satirical view. You know, even being a Christian myself, Christianity is really fun to make fun of.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
And guess what? It's okay to sometimes laugh at yourself and laugh at
Exactly.
things that like a part that you're part of, and
Yeah.
have people make jokes that might even be mean spirited at your group, and you can
Right.
still laugh at it.
Yeah.
But
So
That's why I
also
love it.
season 1, like it's done in good taste as well,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah.
and also it's so like far-fetched and ridiculous. It's not offensive, you know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Yeah, who
But-
will get offensive? These goofy characters, doing
Yeah.
goofy
Yeah.
stuff,
and
you know
you
when,
mentioned
when they the lady was like, for me was like
and you
an
mentioned
angel and a demon just
Yeah.
run over a witch, that's the funniest
Yeah.
thing ever.
Mexa, you mentioned Neil Gaiman, but it's not just Neil Gaiman. It's Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. So they wrote the book together. Neil Gaiman wrote the demon character, and Terry Pratchett wrote the angel. And they complement each other very, very well because Neil Gaiman is a pessimist, and they're both atheists, but Terry Pratchett is an optimist. And Terry Pratchett writes comedy, and Neil Gaiman writes depressing crap.
It's a perfect- yeah, it's perfect.
Together. It
But it's
works
so good.
very, very well.
Perfect
Yeah.
symphony.
I loved season 1. I thought it was fantastic. There are a couple problems with the finale, mostly just that one girlfriend. The one friend of the Antichrist is kind of insufferable, and when she defeats Pestilence, it's like, and I believe in feminism, and that's why
Yes.
you got. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's dumb.
That hurt it, but overall, it was.
the whole
They
fight.
all give their speech, right? One of them's like pestilence, like, oh, I think that I believe in hope and humanity, and that's why I'm going to defeat you. Oh, I believe in the goodness of people's hearts, and I believe in feminism, and that's
Yeah.
So weird.
Oh my God, that was so
It's
bad.
funny too.
I honestly
But
I-
aside from that, season 1 is really good.
Could
Yeah.
we say it was an omen for season 2?
an Omen,
A
yeah.
bad omen.
No,
So
I
next-
think that it's depending on a different platform for season 2. I think.
So
Yeah.
next, the
Oh.
problem is
Right.
Terry Pratchett died a while ago, and so Neil Gaiman produced the TV show, but he had the book to lean on for season 1, and I think season 1 is a really good adaptation.
Yeah.
They'd always planned on writing a second book, but Terry Pratchett died, so he couldn't. And so Neil Gaiman wrote season 2 by himself with some other guy. He was just a TV writer. I looked up his name. He's basically done nothing.
Yeah.
So it was Neil Gaiman and some other random writer wrote all of season 2 by themselves. And I was cautious. I was worried about season 2, but I was looking forward to it.
Before we get too crazy into this, I actually got to get out of here. I haven't seen either seasons, but I'm excited. I'm going to check out at least season 1, and
Season
I'll
1 is
catch
really
up on
good.
Season
Really
1,
good, really good.
worth watching.
Yeah.
The only thing, so
Yeah. See ya.
take care.
See you guys. Have fun.
Bye.
Enjoy your stream.
The only thing that I didn't like, other than all the whatever, I loved the relationship between Aziraphale and
It's
Crowley.
wonderful.
And I love the relationship with the witch and the witchfinder guy and the senior witchfinder guy and the Jezebel lady. Like all that was fantastic, right? But the whole point of the season was this Antichrist guy, and I love the kid, right? And I love the premise of them losing track of him, but I don't feel like we've developed enough of the kid's relationship, because he seems like a nice kid, and then all of a sudden the witch lady gives him some documentation on environmentalism and stuff, and all of a sudden he just turns into this total
He could have used
Crazy guy,
more
crazy.
screen time for sure.
the development wasn't there. But other than
And the
that,
kid was not a bad actor, so he
No,
should have
no.
he should have get some.
it just wasn't developed as much.
Time,
It just
yeah.
kind of came out of nowhere, and I would have liked more of a something that brought him that way or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Right.
start is hilarious when they go to the wrong house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And the kid is just like they go to the party with the and then they realize that the real kid is in the forest with
Yeah.
the dog hound, not the hellhound.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
see
that was good. I really enjoyed it. I just wish there was more of a catalyst for him changing, because all of a sudden he just
Right.
they should have said something like, we don't like your dog. It's making you weird or something. And then I don't know.
It was definitely a weak point
I don't
of
know
the
what-
season, but it didn't bother me too much because it wasn't the point of the story anyway. The point of the
True.
story is the relationship and the chemistry between
Exactly.
Aziraphale and Crowley. And so,
that is
like, yes,
really the
it is
best
a weak point. Could have been done better. Doesn't bother me that much because
True.
The other was
There-
good.
their friendship and their chemistry is so good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And honestly, the first episode of season 2, I thought was actually pretty good. I was a little bit worried. I watched the first episode. I'm like, that was actually funny. There were some funny parts. There were some warning signs, of course. But a lot of it was pretty funny. And then episode 2 was just so unfunny. I don't
think you're wrong. I think I'm on the same.
I don't know
sort of
what
page with you.
happened.
Yeah, season 1, episode 1 wasn't like. Yeah, I was like, okay, Sheen and David Tennant are working off each other. Their chemistry is still like on on point.
Their chemistry is still there.
And like any of the scenes with them, for the most part, even John Hamm was doing pretty good. But it's just like then it's like you cut away to this weird crap. It's just like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what is happening?
What's with the coffee shop and the book and the record store?
The favorite part of the coffee shop part was like they get locked in, right? And they're like, uh-oh, and there's all these people on the street. Right there's all these people on the street. I mean, let's get around the stupid electronic lock thing. It's all stupid.
Those were not electronic locks, okay? It was a magic phenomenon. They could have just said, "Wow, I can't get the lock to open." But instead they say, "Oh, there's an automatic system that locks people inside if they think there's like a theft." And you're like,
"This is a high."
And then they show the locks, and it's like a deadbolt. There's no. Oh my god,
dude, man! It must be a bank coffee shop too, right? I mean, it's like, this is a high end.
It's Mission Impossible. There's pressure plates on the floor. They've got an electronic system that locks.
But besides all of that being ridiculous, the thing that just set me off was like it's like, and there's people everywhere outside, and then you cut to them later at night, and there's nobody outside, and like, oh, we better hold up a sign to get us out. It's like, there were people.
Could have done that a lot sooner.
They were everywhere. The street was full of people. Like, what are you talking about?
Nobody else got locked in their shops. Like,
no,
she the only one that was in her shop.
Cell phones don't work. Nobody can see in there.
Another thing that's ridiculous is they make this whole thing about, oh, we can't do a miracle because we're going to be detected. But all the while, like, David Tennant is driving down the street and like flicking his
doing miracles. I know.
Like, what constitutes a miracle in this? It's like
I was gonna say that those aren't technically miracles, though. Those are just like him using his powers. Like the miracle would be, like,
yeah, kind of.
So blocking. So why is blocking sight of why does that qualify as a miracle?
It's the biggest miracle that has ever happened.
So that's the thing, right? Like the miracle, they weren't sure what miracle it was going to be, but that could be anything, like making Mary cry, like a statue of Mary cry or whatever, right? But let's say they turned out to make the miracle basically conceal that anyone looking for the guy wouldn't be able to find him, right?
Yeah.
That's the miracle they accidentally did. But I guess the powers are just like being able to manipulate, the earthly.
Why couldn't they use their powers to do some magic trick, something like what constitutes just them using their powers in an actual miracle? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, if we are fair, like to real world laws, any kind of magical power display is a miracle, right? Basically, I mean, maybe you could argue. It's not a miracle if it's bad, but still, it's kind of a miraculous action to make magic.
What about David Tennant striking lightning down and locking everything? Does that not like I don't. It's
Yeah, I
so
well, and then it's like I
inconsistent.
don't know. It's like it took this blip. Like how many fall? Well, I guess he's not fallen angel, but how many angels are just sitting on Earth in a bookstore?
Right.
Like, wouldn't that be the first place you go to look? Because
No, they're the only ones. It's literally
Right.
just
Yeah,
Aziraphale
I
and
know.
Crowley.
So isn't that the first place you go to be like, hey,
They were
Gabriel's
the
missing.
only ones who stayed on who were
Right.
assigned to Earth. Now
Right.
they've been replaced. They each have a replacement. So there's only 4 possibilities, right?
So it's like, yeah, your angels. Go look at them all. Like it's that. I mean, you can go. I don't know. It's just, and then I know it's supposed to be played off for comedy reasons, but they do the miracles like, oh, we're never going to be detected, and they're immediately detected. It's just like,
Yeah, see, it's funny. It's funny because they say one thing and then they show another.
Yeah, it's like-
it's classic. It's classic comedy. The thing they say is not going to be a problem turns out to be a problem. I had to explain that to my wife. She didn't understand why it was funny, so I explained it to her.
I mean, it's
Right,
pretty
exactly.
old school,
I thought it
right?
was
Like
funny.
old school kind of like
It's funny. It
comedy.
just doesn't make sense. It's not consistent with
well,
whatever
it's
else.
just everything around
Also
it,
the-
right? Yeah, it's like okay, it could be funny, but you've ruined it with everything before
Yeah.
it and all the BS happening before it. It's just like the logic. It's like
Well, but that is the thing, though. I mean, as soon as they see the miracle, they're like, "Oh, he's obviously up to no good," and they go down and check on him. Right? So, like,
But do they check on it?
I mean,
It's
if
like-
they do, they have the 3 guys. They have the 3 people show up.
they show up for like 2 minutes and then they leave.
yeah, but
Well, yeah,
Gabriel's
because
been
they
missing for
can't
how
find
long
the
at
guy
this
there.
point?
I don't know.
Like Gabriel's missing, right? So wouldn't you go to your man on the street and be like, "Hey, have you seen Gabriel?" That's my only contest. Like that
I
would
know.
be. That would
It
be.
seems
that
like
be,
you would go ask him regardless
I
of
would
the
go ask
miracle's
the angel
presence.
that we have on
Exactly.
Earth. Hey, have you seen Gabriel? It's like nah.
Well,
It's like okay.
But that's the thing, though, because that they did after Gabriel actually showed up there, right? Because Gabriel went missing. Nobody knew where he was, not even Aziraphale, until he showed up at his shop, and then they performed the miracle, and then that's when they show up, and they're like, "Hey, where is he?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could
I
not be
guess,
on
I just
Earth or
I don't
something.
know.
Be anywhere
I
in
guess
the
I'm
cosmos.
just saying it. I guess
It's-
I don't think it should have
yeah.
took the miracle. I think
Well,
they should have been able
exactly.
to just like go
So
down and
my-
say, "Hey,
Yeah, I agree.
Gabriel's
My main
missing."
issue, though, with this season is the first season had a direction, right?
Yes.
They had a narrator telling you what was happening. It's like, oh, look,
And-
there's this Antichrist, and they're mixed up, and ha ha ha, look at this funny situation.
Yeah.
What's the plot of season
Mystery
2?
box.
I
Mystery box.
don't know.
We don't know.
They,
Mystery box.
they
There
turned
is no
it into a
narrator.
mystery box.
Mystery box. Season 2 is
Exactly.
mystery box. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like,
what I
what's
like.
happening?
So
They literally
my-
had a mystery box. It was empty.
my oh man, I think I just disconnected my.
Oh,
You're
we
good
can-
now.
we can-
Is Six Wexler like the girl from Bad Reboot here as well? Like, what is this show? Why are they doing a mystery box
I
again?
mean, they literally had an empty box.
Check.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we can hear
mystery
you.
empty box.
Look,
Literally, he leaves
my-
the box outside. He's carrying a box. He for some reason leaves the box outside and brings him inside. Then he goes and gets the box. He's like
And it's empty.
empty.
And
It's
but he's like
oh my
treating it
God.
like it's heavy too, though. Like I
Yeah.
don't. If you pick up an empty box,
Okay.
it's not a surprise when you
Is it-
open it if it's empty or not. You
Please
know
tell
if
me
a
this-
box is empty.
Is that
Exactly.
box
It
still
was a
sitting
fly, to be
around? Hold on.
honest.
Is that box still sitting around? Because I hope
it
I
was.
hope that later we find out there's something invisible in the box.
Well,
hope so.
but that's the thing. I think it has to do something with a fly or something like that. Because when it first is on there, like a fly is on the box. And then there's all this talk about this fly that's been annoying this guy. And so I think the
could.
fly was in the box or
Right.
Oh,
Okay, you may be
See,
right.
that
I
would
didn't-
be
I
an
didn't pick up
example
on
of
that. Good call.
something dumb. Um,
Where
But you're
where
probably
they show
right.
it to you, but
You're
because
probably
it's
right.
so small and like so minuscule, you don't catch it.
Right. So my wife is constantly telling me that I am too negative on things. She's like, "Oh, come on, it's not that bad, right? Right." As she sometimes gets annoyed at how negative I am at things. Yeah, right. She started watching season 2 with me. She watched season 1, read the book, and then watched season 1 again. Loved it. I haven't even read the book yet. It's on my list, but I'm reading through all of Discworld first, and so I haven't gotten
Ooh.
I haven't gotten to Good Omens yet. Okay,
Mhm.
but I loved it. We watched episode 1, and she kept pausing it to complain, which she hates when I do. She leans over. She's like, the one scene, even the dynamic between Aziraphale and Crowley was different this season.
Damn.
She leans over. She's like, "Are they making them gay?"
Yes.
And I was like, honestly, they could be. There was literally that scene with Aziraphale where he was like really, really awkward.
Yeah. He's like, don't you just think about someone you really want to be with or whatever?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, honestly, maybe.
You mesh all that with the record store, coffee shop BS. It's like, why? Like, what? Where did this come from? It's like you get whiplash. It's like, what?
Yeah.
She
And
just
then-
got free rent from Aziraphale, and now she's hitting on the gay coffee shop owner who's got an abusive girlfriend.
When Crowley did his "I'm sorry" dance,
Oh
my wife stood up and walked away. She said to me, "I'm not going to keep watching. I don't want this to ruin the book and season 1 for me." And I said, "I totally understand. I have to keep watching though." She didn't even finish the first episode, and then I told her about episodes 2 and 3, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't want anything to." She was complaining about the coffee shop. And like, who are these people? It's like, well, of course she brought it up. I was amazed. My wife was bringing up things before me. She's like, oh well, of course they're gonna work in a lesbian romance into the show because they have to.
This is gonna sound like I hope it doesn't sound bad.
And she didn't even know. She didn't even know about episodes 2 and 3 that becomes the entire plot of the show.
Maybe maybe that helps. Will help her understand why you're so negative. Because
I know
they're taking.
It's wonderful.
For me, it sounds like a pretty beautiful moment for you.
Bullshit.
I mean, I would be happy if my
it's so obvious they're screwing it
started
up.
complaining about.
She finally knows what it feels like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she didn't even know. She was complaining. She's like, okay, of course there's going to be a lesbian romance. That's fine. Whatever. Right.
Exactly.
Episode 2 comes along, and that is like what is it? What is the plot of season 2? What is it? It's other than the mystery box, the only plot we've been given is
them trying
if these 2 girls don't bang, the world's gonna end.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah.
They turned it into the only plot in the show is we got to get these lesbians to bang.
We spend more time with them than the 2 main characters.
And it's so convoluted. They go down to check up to see, okay, what was this big miracle? This 17 Lazarus on the Scoville unit scale of miracles that was so important, and he has to lie about it and says, oh, it was love. The miracle was love. I made 2 lesbians fall in love. Okay, we're going to check up on it and make sure that they're in love. So if they're not in love, the world's going to end.
They just send some woman over and she's like, all right, tell me about your love life. What? Like,
well, and then she looks
that was so weird. That was
like,
so weird. They had like random characters that we've never met or heard of asking her about her love life just so that when Crowley or whoever walks up, she'll be mean to him and say, go away. I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
But there's one thing we do know for sure. Men are not allowed to be angels. That's why they kicked out Gabriel. Sorry. They had to kick Gabriel out because he was a man. Everyone.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's a feminist movement in heaven.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's meant to be that. It's just like, like let's change things up. Let's see what's.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind. It's just like so just in your face. That's. I don't care if there's a whole bunch of women angels. Who cares? Just like mix it up. Like it doesn't matter. But it's just like when you do it when you so overtly just shove it in your face, and it's just like. You are making me think this. I don't want to be thinking this. You're making me stop, please.
Can we talk about the paraplegic angel?
Let's not. Can we please not? Like, that's the first thing we started talking about when I got on here. It's just like,
what on earth? If there was ever a definition of diversity casting, it's this. It's an angel. It's like it's worse than what they did in the Eternals, where the Supreme Creator created these perfect beings to do his bidding and decided randomly to make one of them deaf.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't know. They're angels.
I've enjoyed the flashbacks though. I've enjoyed the flashbacks.
That's my biggest problem with the show is the flashbacks.
The flashbacks were good until it got to the end of Job. Job started out fine,
weird. That was weird.
but
okay. No. Okay. The flashbacks are the worst part of the show. It completely changes the dynamic of season 1. It retroactively ruins season 1. Season 1 was about Crowley and Aziraphale developing their relationship, right? They slowly realized that they're friends, and the pivot point, like the axiom of season 1 is they realize that they're selfish and they don't want the world to end. And so for the first time, they team up and kind of rebel against God.
Which is
they had taken some missteps before then. They started doing each other's jobs, but they were still doing their jobs. And it's only up until season 1 where they're like, okay, and they're very hesitant to do it in season 1. But but that's like the story arc is they choose to, okay, we're gonna start doing it behind the scenes.
Well, that's why it's
so
funny is because
season
all
2,
of a sudden you're like, oh, this angel's doing devil's work, you know.
Season 2 ruins it. Season 2 ruins it because they've been doing that the whole time.
Right. I loved the premise of this whole thing is just a bet between God and the devil, and I can't believe you're gonna let Job suffer. That's a story to make fun of in the Bible, right? The premise was fine, and then it ended up having Crowley save them for some reason, and then try to pull one over on the angels. It was just
the problem with the entire show is there is no Terry Pratchett. I know Terry Pratchett's humor. It's a very specific brand of humor.
Oh, you don't know?
And it is completely absent from season 2.
Yeah.
The reason why the critiques of Christianity in season 1 work is they're done in good taste, right? They're clearly criticizing Christianity, but it's also in good taste and it's funny because it serves the plot. Yeah. And in season 2, when they criticize Christianity, it's to lecture you.
Oh no.
There are no jokes in season 2. It's literally just preaching. It's saying, hey, Job is because God sucks. God is a terrible person, and these angels and demons have been rebelling against God from the beginning because God's plan sucks. Isn't Christianity stupid? Ha ha ha. They wanted to kill kids. That means God is bad. And then episode 3 is, hey, guess what? Capitalism sucks and God is bad. And that's why this angel and this demon are the only people who are doing good things. But they literally have Job talk to God, right, in episode 2, and God is just mocking him. Yeah. And then the narrator comes up and says, I guess the message was, if you want to criticize me, come back when you've made an elephant or something like that, right? You're like, what?
A whale.
Like,
whale,
like the I'm sorry dance. Like Terry Pratchett is very quirky. His world building is very quirky, but it always services the plot. Season 2, they are trying to be quirky for quirky's sake.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with what's actually with the story. Also, there's no story, so that doesn't help, right? So they're just doing weird. Hey, I'm gonna do an I'm sorry dance. Haha! Look, it's a demon doing a dance. It's funny because demons don't dance. It's just painful. It's embarrassing, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
but they don't have the source material for the second season. That's probably why.
Yeah, no, they don't.
No
it's just Neil Gaiman writing without Terry Pratchett, and Neil Gaiman. season 2 has literally. I was planning on reading a couple of Neil Gaiman books, and I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like them.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that they didn't use book 2, which is pretty dumb. Like there's materials to write.
They
Their material are already written.
started writing book 2 and never finished it. Yeah.
Oh, but there's material. That's what I mean. Like, but they don't use it here, and you
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah.
Like episode 3 was literally the most boring thing I've ever
I
watched.
fell
It
asleep.
turns into this sap. It's guys. They're not bad people. They're just robbing graves and 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 isn't it dumb? Isn't God stupid for saying that grave robbers go to hell? They're just trying to help people, and then it proceeds to show you that these people are not good, right? Like they're. It's just insulting. It's preachy, and. If you take away all of like the social messaging, which I think is very problematic, and I hate that it's infected this work that I love. If you take away all of it, and that's not even taken into consideration, the show is still boring, and that is its worst sin.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, like I was embarrassed because like I fell asleep. I fell asleep in episode 3. I literally fell asleep. I woke up at like 9:30. And I'm like, oh crap, man! And at that point, I thought we were watching like because I thought I thought that they released 6 and then they were going to release like 3 more or something. So I thought we were good. So I'm like, man, well, I better get on there and tell them what I watched because I didn't make it. And it's just like I fell asleep at like the beginning of episode 3, and I just slept basically till the beginning of the stream because I was just bored.
I can sense the sarcasm in there, William. Yeah,
but
no.
but yeah, like it's weird. Like imagine falling asleep in a show that is supposed to be.
It's a
funny.
comedy. It's supposed to be a comedy.
Jesus Christ, Lord.
Yeah.
But it's just preaching to you the whole time. Hey guys, capitalism sucks real bad, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, let's go
Isn't
back
that
to
right?
the gay record store. It's like,
Although to be fair,
Go back to the lesbian records.
Again, there was
To
a
be
little
fair-
bit of that preaching in the first one too, with all the literature that
hey William,
whatever gives the
Yeah.
Antichrist kid, but that wasn't the
No,
whole.
but it's a joke. It was played off as a
Exactly.
joke.
Exactly,
yeah.
and it wasn't the whole
Maybe it's not that Neil Gaiman is a
Mhm.
bad writer. Maybe he was just lazy. He said, "Okay, nobody gives a damn about this show. Maybe just make it for a little bit of cash out, and that's it."
I don't know. I think it's nefarious. I think they're glad that Terry Pratchett is dead. They made a
Oh.
good season
Mhm.
1. They made a good season 1, so people got liked the
Okay.
show,
Mhm.
created a bunch of buzz, and now they get to write their own stuff and force people to watch their social messaging. And I think that that's evil.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I understand now. Sorry, I didn't read that correctly. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
I've really enjoyed David Tennant's performance, though. I think he's definitely doing a good
But
job.
that's the given. Like
Like,
he's even good in the newest
I've-
Doctor Who things.
I've thought episode 1 was fine, but like 2 and 3, he gets a little bit cringy. He's like doing a Jim Carrey, like way over the top, and I'm like I like it because I like David Tennant, but like even he's getting hard to watch.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's sad because I
I'm-
really wanted to watch the show. I love Tennant, and I barely find him in things nowadays, right? Didn't we watch that show? Was that David Tennant? And I'm just confused with actors. We watched the show.
I think we watched some of them.
We watched
Yeah.
the show.
No, that was Matt Smith. You're thinking?
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
They both played Doctor Who.
No. The show, the horror show that we watched. Do you remember?
No.
Is it not David Tennant? Is it another guy? It's another doctor. What I know is that that's a doctor. The show that we said that is pretty good, and at the ending we were like,
Oh yeah,
wow,
no,
it's
that's not
really
David
good.
Tennant. That's not David Tennant. You're
Broadchurch.
thinking of not Broadchurch. You're thinking of the oh gosh, what was it called? The 13th hour or something like that.
Yeah, but he's a doctor too, right? Or no?
I don't remember.
Yeah, yep. Hold on. It was
English
Peter.
actor.
It was Peter Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi. Yeah. Yeah,
What was
Capaldi.
the show? It's getting a season 2, and The Devil's Hour.
The Devil's Hour. Yeah, yeah. Pretty good.
Oh,
Show.
wow,
Remember
yeah,
that
that was
show
a
was
long
awesome.
time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
That show was good.
That show
Yeah.
was good. Yeah.
It's weird. Amazon, they sometimes have really good stuff, and then sometimes they just ruin crap.
Yeah, check it out, Prophet. It's really, really good. It gets better by the ending when it gets like all weird and sci-fi-ish, right?
I was absolutely
Amazon promotion of shows is all over. Like they promote
Yeah.
some things and they don't like they can't do
Mhm.
fantasy, and then sometimes you can find I feel like that's on all of them. Even Apple has some good shows, and there's
Oh, yeah.
good shows out there. But you literally have they don't advertise them. You have to go
yeah.
find them.
The Devil's Hour. It was not advertised at all.
Yeah,
I found it by accident looking for something else, and I was like, Peter Capaldi. I like
Yeah.
him, and I was blown away. Like
Same
it
thing.
is
I just saw
an
The Flash.
incredible show.
We only saw it because they were because the peripheral.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
sorry.
the show that was
Because we were
yeah.
watching
Sorry
that
about the peripheral.
stupid show.
Yeah, sorry. They hate glass on the peripheral. They shoot it instead of people. Like the peripheral is terrible. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It had a very interesting premise and just
It did. They
nothing.
screwed it up
Did
The
so
first
bad.
episode, I was like, "Wow, this looks interesting," and then nothing happens.
Oh.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
was
me
So
I-
convoluted too. Even when they explained what was going on, I'm
Yeah.
like, that makes absolutely
none
no
of it made
sense.
the peripheral made no sense. Like they had such a good thing going and they messed it up like completely. It's like I feel like and not the derailer thing, but peripheral. The first 2 episodes were actually really good.
Yeah.
Then episode 3 came around, and you're like going, what the hell was that? And then
Uh-huh.
train wreck. It's just like, oh my god, what?
And then that weird lady shows up.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, lady, can you call it that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bad. So bad.
Yeah, and the thing is that apparently, did you know this? And you probably didn't hear this. They got paid 20 million for writing that show
The peripheral.
in advance. So they paid him in advance, not even knowing if the show was going to be good, not even knowing the show was going to. They gave him 20 million. No
Well,
wonder
the
why
books-
they are on strike. They
The
want
books
those
were
20
the book.
million,
So
yeah.
that was based off a book, and the books were pretty successful.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, but they gave the writing team for
That's
the
a lot.
peripheral 20 million in advance.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything? I don't know. I've. You mentioned you've liked David Tennant's performances. Is there anything else redeemable about season 2? Because I'm really struggling to find anything I like.
Oh,
It's short,
I-
at least.
Yeah.
I don't.
Only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
How
I
long
mean,
are the episodes? Are they like 40
It's
or
like,
30?
It's like 50 minutes
Yeah,
each.
they're like-
Oh no! Oh no!
They're long. They're long episodes.
Like,
too.
I-
They're long.
I don't even know if I want to finish.
Yeah. Same here.
Next week, what comes out next week?
The plan, nothing. The plan was
It was
to
supposed to be
talk
this.
about the rest of the show because I thought it would have been, I was worried that Neil Gaiman, it wasn't going to be quite as good by himself without Terry Pratchett. I didn't think it was going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah, we're in dumpster
I was
fire
expecting it to
territory.
be just like, oh, I'm not going to like it as much.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm trying to
some
think.
brave soul out of all of us can watch the 4th episode and tell
I'll-
us if it's completely.
I will do it.
I'll probably finish him.
I will watch the rest. I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, exactly right, William. Yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge got 30 million in advance for I don't know Indiana Jones, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have not enjoyed Phoebe Waller-Bridge in any project she has ever
Nothing.
made.
She's tainted everything she's touched. Absolutely.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I should have expected it, but that's the thing. They did a really good job with season 1. I loved season 1.
Like season 1 is better. Like if you put it in comparison, it's like night and day. It's really different, completely different.
Yeah, there are no releases next week. It was supposed to just be
It's
Good
really
Omens
weird
Part 2.
because it's July, it's August.
Yeah. So the current plan is next week we're gonna talk about Part 2 of Good Omens, and the week after that, it was going to be episodic, so I had to reschedule everything when they dropped it all at once. So I think the week after that, on the 13th, we're going to talk about Invincible season 1, so we can prepare for when season 2
yeah.
drops.
Wait,
There is a special episode of Invincible.
Yeah, and that's why they
dropped.
dropped the episode 0, which is a prequel, so we could watch something new and then talk about Invincible in preparation for season 2. Which
I saw something. Are they doing a live action Invincible?
Is
that happening?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I swear I saw an article.
Why
would you do that?
There are rumors. There are rumors.
God.
I don't know if I can take them seriously, and it wouldn't be.
Why you have the you don't need to like why are we
the
doing
animated
this?
series? It's brand new. It's successful.
It's like the
focus on
Disney
making it good.
Why are we following the Disney fails like route? Like let's remake everything right after. Like we're getting a Moana live action. It's like that movie just came out. Like like you're redoing your own stuff twice. It's like who wants to see everything twice, especially when it's better animated. Like, just
who doesn't want to get paid for something twice?
That's true. You're not wrong.
But yeah, it is a little bit weird if they're going to make a live action movie or show when the animated series is still going.
That's the plan. That's the plan, Mark Clark.
Because there's literally nothing coming out. Mm-hmm.
So we might have to think up of something to add to next week's show because I don't know if anyone's going to finish Good Omens.
I mean, when you
current plan is Good Omens and then Invincible, and then on the 20th we're going to talk Lightbringer because I need time to finish the whole series. So we are going to talk about books.
Yeah, we can talk.
When you're gonna get Nerporia, so we can talk about Star Trek.
We
could. Man. Don't get him going on Picard. I don't know how you guys feel.
We brought him on just to talk. I watched Picard just so that he would come on the show and rant.
I'm sorry you did that. I had to watch Picard too for that. I don't know.
It's just that I never watched anything
people like
Star Trek related because we didn't get Star Trek in Mexico. We barely got Star Wars. Right. We never got the original trilogy as well.
But if you've been watching Next Gen, let's get let's force Nerdporial to jump on the stream next week, and you can talk some OG good Star Trek.
Because he told me himself, that if I wanted to talk about OG Star Trek, he was the guy to do it.
Oh, he loves that, man. That's his wheelhouse. He loves that stuff.
How many people did Nerdporial victimize? So I went into it willingly. I just wanted to get. He didn't force me to do it. I wanted him to come on the show, so I watched Picard to lure him. It was the other way around. I victimized him.
I think we've tainted Nerdporial, man. He's like that poor guy. Like I think I've destroyed him. I have such a critical eye. I look at everything so critically and logically, and I want my story to make sense. And I feel like I was like, I've made my poor innocent boy a cynical man.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough now to watch anything without being critical of it and finding its flaws, even if it's good.
Yes, Guy, you are. It is true. It's Strange New Worlds. The episode this week is a musical episode, baby. I've been planning on making a quick little short video about it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet because I've been very, very busy.
They're trying to kill us with cringe, man.
That comes out this week.
Yeah.
I hope they at least have some reason for them to start instantly breaking out in song. I hope it's not just some random thing.
It's going. Yeah, no, they showed there's some kind of like wave thing that goes. It's a scientific reason for them to start singing. Beam, right? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's my take on it. I saw the trailer
about it.
I saw the trailer. Yes, your video is good too. I saw the trailer for the musical episode of Strange New Worlds. I vomited,
Mhm.
and my response to it is, this is why gatekeeping
Yes.
was important.
Yep.
And we should have done more gatekeeping,
100%.
but
Yeah.
we didn't because we
Yeah.
tried to be nice. We tried to let people in, and we let the fox into the henhouse.
100%.
These people do not like Star Trek. They don't like comic books. They don't like what you like. They hate what you like. And
Yeah.
they inserted themselves into your fandom so that they could change it and make what you like, mold it into what they like.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
it's okay to like musicals. It's okay to like Star Trek, but Star Trek isn't musicals, okay? It worked on Buffy and The Magicians because the tone of those shows is drastically different from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay, they're comedies, and so they pulled off musical episodes, and people really liked it. It worked.
Yeah.
That's not Star Trek.
Even if it's not Star Trek,
But all the theater kids got mad that you were having fun and being a nerd, and they injected themselves into your fandom and then destroyed it. They
They made
hate
it
you.
gay.
They hate Star Trek.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Wow.
make a good musical at least. Get some singers to dub the actual actors. The amount of auto-tune they use, my dear lord, for every single note there's auto-tune. And then the black girl sings and it's like, like freaking, they
I
were
should-
choking a freaking cat in the street.
Huh.
I kind of want to do a video on The Magicians, but I think I need to read the source material first. I liked The Magicians is a great example of it. I haven't read the source material, so I don't know if it was like blaspheming the source material. But I liked the show The Magicians as someone who hasn't read the books. It's full of woke stuff, but it's okay because like it's its own thing. Okay, if you're not injecting it into someone else's fandom, it's okay. Like there's lots of LGBT representation. There's lots of woke themes in The Magicians, and I liked it because it wasn't trying to take the thing that I loved and turn it into something else.
Oh, guy,
I could totally be wrong. Maybe they did ruin those books too.
Well,
but I've heard that most people who read the books and watched the show liked both.
Are they yelling every time they can that this is a perfect adaptation? We're adapting
No.
Magicians
No.
1-to-1, right? That's the biggest problem I have with like. Well,
No, from the get-go, they said we're making a lot of changes from the book.
Right. So that's the biggest problem I have. What's happening right now, especially with Wheel of Time, is they keep
back to the
keep
books,
going.
back to the
We're
books, back to the
adapting
books.
this. We're adapting this. We're adapting this. Then they change the cover of the books. Then they re-record the audiobook with the actress that has no business doing it, and they're trying to replace all the stuff that made it what it is and turn it into their thing, just like you said. And they keep insisting, oh, it's book accurate, and it's like, no, it's not. Just admit it's not and move on.
Yep.
So yeah, it's crazy.
I agree.
It's okay.
Yeah, and I even
Look,
I would say that
and if you're creating your own thing, you can put whatever you want into it.
Yeah.
Right. Just tell me your
Like
tell me your
Olivia
own thing.
Taylor Dudley's Knockers.
that comment right there is the same reason why I enjoy Barbie, because of Margot Robbie booty. I have that thing tattooed in my brain. How many booty shots? Yeah, so the thing with the Star Trek as well, for me, it was pretty diverse, pretty progressive. The whole theme about the feminism, the episode where Jer, Commander Jer, the girl, the most beautiful girl in Star Trek probably. She is fighting because she she is the head of security, and they say like, oh, a woman, this black culture, African like culture. Oh, for real? I haven't watched Babylon because that movie flop. That movie flop.
I don't think it looked very good. but
No.
I think they're talking
But
about
in Barbie, like
Oh.
she had to go to the gym. Like she had to go to the gym, literally. And she developed that booty. Let me tell you about the booty. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, Star Trek for me was pretty progressive, but they were not in the face about it. They were progressive because it's the future. The future is supposed to be like that, but they are not like on your face about it. They are not pretending to be better people than you just because in the first episode of the next gen is basically that. They saying that they are good because they gone through a lot of progress, and then Q telling them that they are full of BS because they are still a pretty savage race. That episode blew my man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that writing could be as good. Yeah.
all right, we'll talk some Star Trek next episode then. I'll watch. You're watching TNG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'll watch. I'll
Yeah.
watch some more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, so it's just so disappointing. They had a great roadmap, and I think that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted people to like season one, and then they're like, okay, now we can do what we actually wanted to do, which is all this progressive crap and preach. We're going to tell you that capitalism is bad, and
Yeah. Or
That's
maybe they are just stupid, right? Maybe we had to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they are just stupid and they really think like that. Yeah.
Either way, it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sort of
Either way,
done
it's
giving the benefit of the
Oh,
doubt
no.
at this point.
yeah, guys, you gotta
Like,
watch my video about it. You gotta watch my video
Yeah.
about it because
Do
I
we-
go over that.
I haven't watched any of Strange New Worlds, but are we committing to watch the musical episode?
Oh my god! Don't do it. You guys are.
I am.
Oh,
But let's
man.
not destroy it.
I
Let's
don't-
destroy
Here's the
it
thing.
to the core.
It could be so bad, it could be fun.
Oh,
It could be. It
Lord
could
in
be. It
heaven.
could be.
Well, I don't have access to it, but
If I did that, I'd have to catch up on all of the other ones.
You don't have.
we're not going to catch up on any of the other.
You don't have.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't have
don't worry
to.
about
Start
it.
to- You don't have to. You don't have to. Like they're
There's no
just
story or
singing.
plot. Just
They
can
just sing.
start
Like
anywhere.
that's it. They just sing.
But I'm a
Where she becomes-
completionist. You see, I'm a completionist, so I have to.
Oh.
I think watching the musical one will encourage you to not watch the rest.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
Mark Clark has
I might do
spoken.
it.
I guess we have to.
I've got a
I
couple.
command you.
I've got a couple of bad takes. You guys want to see them?
Yay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Screen rants. Bad takes.
CBR reports the Star Wars extended universe is dead. Time to accept it. You dumb losers.
Yeah, who killed it? Good job. Way to go.
I mean, I agree it's dead, but also
They
all of
killed
Star
it.
Wars is dead.
Well, Star
Yeah.
Wars is dead, and they deliberately killed it instead of like going, "Hey, let's make billions on the extended universe. Let's just
Yep.
throw it in the trash."
Yep. And not even pull inspiration from it. Like,
Well, now they're trying, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like they're trying
Kinda, you have to
backtrack.
revive it, but
The death of Star Wars EU was necessary and for the
Oh,
best.
no.
Yeah, sure it was. Yeah, because they're doing
I mean,
so
I agree.
well.
There's some weird stuff in the extended universe, but come on, you could have at least tried to adapt something.
but
Why
it's
would you not?
smarter.
Why would you not go with Mara Jade?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mara Jade, heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
You know,
Talk about a real strong female character.
yeah,
But whatever. Like
for sure.
they say, Star Wars has like you said, Prophet. Star Wars is dead as a whole. Like
If you just get rid of this right here, I 100% agree with the headline.
Yep, Star Wars is dead.
mhm. Time to accept
Uh,
it. Indeed.
That makes
I mean, I
Star
think we have
Wars.
to finish it.
Star Wars was beloved by fans, but it's long dead.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just remove the EU, and it's actually true. It's amazing. Just do a little bit of editing, and your article turns from shit to accurate. It's crazy.
From zero
like-
to the
This is basically just like gaslighting 101. Like, hey, no.
Yeah.
Guys, just accept it. Just accept that it's dead. Like the new stuff it's all that exists, so you might as well like it. Forget that the new stuff is bad because oh man.
I don't even remember the latest. Is it Andor? Is it the latest Star Wars
Well,
Andor?
Mandalorian season 3 came out,
Mandalorian
didn't it?
season 3
Oh,
is
And nobody
oh,
cared.
that's why I didn't even remember because it was trash. Yeah,
Nobody cared. Nobody
nobody
cared.
cared. Yeah.
Oh, we got that Lizzo episode, baby. Best
Oh
Star
my
best Star
God.
Wars content.
Yay! They ruined Jack Black
I
for
wouldn't
me.
be
Thank
surprised
you.
if they do a Star Wars musical at this
Oh
point.
You know,
no!
they should. They should. It might invigorate the franchise.
Yeah.
I think they had like a musical in the
They're
park.
doing the
Or is
Steve
it like
Rogers musical
the
for
Steve
real.
Rogers? Yeah, you're right. You're right. The
Oh,
Steve Rogers,
Jesus.
which is like, what? Oh, my boy guy is back.
David, I think you sent me this one. But 8 reasons so many movies are flopping this summer.
Because they suck.
Yes, I did.
They suck.
Exactly. Yes, that is the answer. We can move on.
Yeah, there's no mystery here. They're
It's funny.
terrible.
They almost get there, but they dance around the point every time.
Yes.
It's,
Well,
The
It's
films
like what-
overpromise and underdeliver.
yeah, it's
Right,
true.
because they suck.
They
right?
suck.
Promising anything is going to be a disappointment because
Expect
they're
them to
bad.
be good, and they're not good.
Yeah. Who
So they
did-
say,
who would've
but
thought we didn't want Fast
dance
29.
they dance
With-
around it. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just because they promised, one too many villains in the Flash movie. And that's why it didn't deliver, right?
Yep.
Behind the scenes controversy, yeah. I mean, true. Yes.
Yeah, when you hate the lead actor because he's a dirtbag in real life, that hurts your franchise. Just saying.
Poor marketing, COVID-19 holdouts.
I'm so
Poor-
tired of the
poor
COVID-19
reviews.
excuses. Oh my
Because they're bad, right?
God. Right.
Why?
Yeah.
I wonder why they're getting poor reviews.
so wait-
I
so wait
think
a
you're
second.
putting the cart before the horse here a little bit.
Wait a second. Are they saying poor reviews and then do they make the box
blame-
in review bomb excuse?
They're
Because it's-
blaming the poor reviews. Yes.
Jesus, they blaming the fans again.
Yep.
It's smart.
Franchise fatigue.
It's not superhero fatigue anymore. It's franchise fatigue. It's more than just superheroes.
It's bad movie fatigue. Stop
Bad
creating new
exactly.
words to hide
Yeah,
what's
that-
wrong.
Fast 29. Now there's flying spaceships. Like it's like who would have thought we didn't want Fast freaking 80?
And then
Good Lord.
streaming is ruining it, and the number one is the overinflated budgets. So
Yeah.
spending more
Yes,
money on movies is making
No,
the
it's
movies flop.
like the Little Mermaid one should someone. It's like, yep, just that picture. You don't need to write any words. Why is nobody seeing movies? Just put that picture up there. That's all you need. That's it, right there. That why is nobody going to see movies? Right there. That's all you.
I haven't even
Our childhood's being destroyed
watched
for
like, The Little
representation
Mermaid.
in
It's
politics.
freaking
That's it.
disgrace.
I mean, they're so close to getting there, and they
Exactly.
don't
That's so
see.
hilarious.
I
Like,
can't wait for my favorite Disney cartoon to be adapted. In like they're gonna just ruin. They're gonna ruin the Sword in the Stone, and I'm gonna be so
Oh.
mad.
yeah.
That has
so
been
mad.
in production for years.
If it ever, I hope it never comes out. I'm so scared. And then they're gonna do the live adaptation Robin Hood, right, with the foxes and Blue
Oh,
the bear,
no.
right? They're just gonna. It's like
They're gonna be furries. They're gonna be furries. They're gonna
Yeah,
be
right.
furries.
Weird.
Boy.
Yeah.
I love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Representation, diversity.
That's
gotta
That's
love
what
it.
makes the world go round.
They are imploding. They are imploding.
Wart and the female squirrel are gonna actually have a relationship, and like
Oh,
she's gonna leave him
no.
for another female squirrel, and then he's gonna. It's like, oh my god, what is happening?
Yep.
Blow me in Bermuda.
Oh goodness.
It was right there, everybody.
That was good. You wrote the film for us.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. Is one of Disney's best movies.
I love it.
So
I
good.
It
love
is
it.
terrifying.
So good.
Terrifying.
Madam Mim.
Now, see, if they actually wanted to like do a good adaptation, I would love to see like a full adaptation of the Once and Future.
I'd love to see good
Yeah.
Arthurian legend
Like
actually
the
done.
whole story. It'd be dope.
But
Yeah.
they can't do fan. The only one that's even close to being able to do fantasy is HBO. The rest are just
Yep.
not even close.
And let's
Not even
hope
close.
they don't mess it up. Let's hope they don't mess it up. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see a live action adaptation of Tarzan
We got like 8 of those,
with
don't
the
we?
race swap. No, with the race swap
Oh,
of the
okay.
main character.
I get that.
Do
That'd
it,
be
you cowards! Make a black Tarzan.
Race swap the English settlers.
Oh, my
To Indians.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be funny though.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah.
A new rumor from CBR has claimed that Anthony Mackie's Blacked in America, Brave New World will completely ignore the events of Secret Invasion.
Oh, so.
Huh.
Yep. Yep.
It's just par for the course, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 million scrolls on Earth, total world paranoia, random world leaders getting shot, an interspecies war for domination of the planet. Let's just ignore it. You know,
Yeah,
they're gonna.
I thought that Secret Invasion would be their lead up series to Secret Wars,
I thought
Right.
that too.
but whatever.
There
But
wasn't-
they just killed the whole
Who knows?
invasion.
Who knows
They
what
just
the
killed the
hell-
whole invasion in one episode with a girl power.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Superman?
Oh,
Sorry, it's not
yeah.
Superman Lois. It's My Adventures with Superman.
Yes.
What?
So it's really, really bad. And people are justifiably criticizing this scene in which Lois jumps off of a bridge because she's mad at Clark for lying to her about being Superman, and then she gets saved. And instead of finally being glad that she knows the secret, she just yells at him and says, "I knew it, you liar, you liar." He's like, "Oh, I didn't tell you the truth. Oh, I just kept a secret. I didn't lie to you." He's like, "Well, secrets are lies." And
Oh my god.
it's the
are
most
not.
it's literally the most insufferable scene I have ever seen, and it's only a minute long.
But also,
You know what?
Superman can change into his costume and
Yeah,
have
pretty
plenty of
quick.
time to save her before she hits the ground.
Yeah. Look, I get that they did this in Superman 2, like Lois jumps out of a window. And I didn't like it then either, right? I thought it was very silly, but at least it was handled better. Like, I know in the next episode, he's going to go and apologize to her
Of
Yeah.
course.
and be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm sorry." But everyone is just ragging
You
on
have
this
to.
scene.
I'm going to pass you later the edit when he doesn't save her.
Oh,
He
no,
doesn't
it's good.
There you go.
It's good, but the shills are defending it. They're saying, so this is a bad take because I think it's a bad take on the character of Lois Lane. First off, she looks like a lesbian. Second off, she's insufferable and horrible. But some people are defending it, and they're like, "Oh, the way that dudes turn on female characters is insane." The moment things got a bit serious for Lois, got angry, it was over. And now there's essays about how she's a horrible character, and they're like, "Yeah, the moment she acted like a narcissistic lunatic who attempted to emotionally manipulate her friend of less than a year into revealing his personal, dangerously vulnerable info, people stopped liking her." Yeah. What's funny is that she's lied to. In the show, she's lied to Clark like a whole bunch and almost got Eddie Brock killed because of her lies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's horrible, and people have pointed out the similarities. They did the exact same thing in Invincible, which we'll talk about it when we talk about Invincible. I don't want to get into it now, but
Yeah, she was the
this
worst part
was
of the show.
literally like the only bad part about the show.
She is definitely the standout worst part of the show. The rest of the show is actually really good, but
It's
every
fantastic.
every scene with her is like, can we get past this part, please? Like,
Yeah.
let's get past it.
What do you see in her exactly?
And they did
Yeah.
the same thing in He-Man. Like it's
Oh,
become a
that-
trope now of getting
He-Man was
mad,
good. Yeah.
of getting mad at the heroes for having
Protecting them.
secret identities.
Well, it's like, do you not understand? Like it's so. It goes back to them invading our stuff and just not understanding what they're even.
yes,
It's like being the personal the loved one or personally attached to a superhero who is fighting super villains makes you a target.
Yes.
So if it's like this is not hard. This is not. It's the whole. It's like the whole theme around Spider-Man and it's like he doesn't want anybody to know he's Spider-Man, so everybody that he loves is not in danger. The minute they know your identity, everybody that you have a personal relationship is now in play.
Exactly.
Mark Clark, she also jumps off Niagara Falls. It might not be in Superman 2, it might have been in 3, but she also jumps out of a window and she also shoots Clark with a gun.
Well, that's in
trying
number
to
one.
trying to prove that he
that's
is
Superman 2.
Superman.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that trope was so overdone in the 2000s. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Daredevil, name other ones, you know.
Yeah, but
I haven't watched.
But in those
Batman and
examples you're
Robin.
listing, once they find out, they're understanding. Which is why I hate this one so much. And I know it was on the talk. I'm just going to briefly in the source material. When she finds out, she's understanding.
Really?
Literally every Spider-Man series ever, every Spider-Man TV show ever says, "Oh, you cannot say it because, well, that's part of the responsibility." The ending of Spider-Man 1,
Right,
when
he breaks up with his girlfriend,
his grandma, or
he
his
breaks up with her. He says
mom.
we can't have a relationship because he doesn't want to put her in danger.
Exactly. And that girl was wow.
Mary J. Oh yeah, come on. Tiger. Oof.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's bad
Yeah,
take.
boy.
It's bad take on a
Redhead.
bad character.
Another redhead.
But
Redhead. Yeah. All
Give
the
us-
redheads.
give us this gem.
The
That
ginger
would've done it.
persecution continues. If you're a ginger in Hollywood, watch out. They're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Give us
Jared,
this wonderful.
watch out, Jared.
Oh, that's a good one. Put her in the tornado too. Let's see.
Yeah. Look at her face when she's like, I hate
Kevin
you.
Kevin Costner's like, let this one go, Clark. Let her go.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just let her.
She's
I mean,
literally
she's ready to die engaged.
She's crazy. Just let her go.
he catches her, and while they're still flying, she says, I knew you lied to me.
Should have threw
Like-
her into the
And
sun.
he's like doing that
Like-
thing that weak women do, that they hit in the chest, like,
you know what would have made the
He's
scene
getting
good? The
hurt in
minute
his
she
chest.
starts bitching, he just throws her way up into the air. It's like,
That's
Are you
something
done?
you've seen in
Are you
Invincible
done?
for sure.
yeah.
are you done? Like, shut up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
This was hilarious too, though. Barbie is in theaters everywhere, or Barbie is now in theaters everywhere. Here's how and where you can watch it in theaters everywhere.
Yeah.
IGN wrote an entire article on how to watch Barbie.
Here's where you can buy your tickets.
Go watch the tweet. Check the second tweet. Check the second tweet under that. They're crying because everyone
Not quite
was telling
everywhere.
Yeah, that's
everyone was complaining about it.
Oh wow.
How in theaters? Where? Everywhere. It's oh man, someone got paid money to write an article and just didn't care.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Literally,
I
the
agree- I
article.
agree, Boogie.
The article
You
is
shouldn't.
how to buy movie tickets. The news article.
Yeah.
How to use Google.
Pays the bills.
Oh fuck.
This was super funny.
God. Why is it? Everything.
Careful there.
I know. It's an X. It's just an X.
Everything.
It's not
Why-
even the swastika.
That says more about you than anything else. It's like the
Exactly.
fact that you like how have you made that leap? Like that like do you not understand that's more about you than anything?
Like the British flag has an X on it too. Like,
Oh my
So as the
gosh.
conservative one, but yeah.
I mean, isn't his whole brand Space X?
Yes.
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 Oh,
Yep.
SpaceX. X is like literally his thing.
People were dumb.
He wanted his
She
car
had to go
always be-
searching for this.
Yes.
Yeah, like this isn't
That-
something
that-
like, oh my
that-
goodness, I'm
yeah.
so triggered. No, she had to look for offensive images. I bet her Google searches offensive images with X's on them. And she's like, oh my goodness, I just found gold.
I know. It's also it's not the typical flag that you think of when you think of Nazis.
Exactly. It's
The
like,
funny
what
thing
the
is,
hell?
is I hope
It
she's
does
right.
look like
and
a
it
weird
kills
website.
Twitter.
Yeah, I agree. It does look like a weird website.
I hope she's right and Twitter is dead. I hope it kills it.
Oh, I love Twitter. It's
Yeah,
it's
Confederate flag
fun.
has an X as well.
It's too much fun.
I
to
was
watch people
expecting
go
her
crazy.
to talk about the Confederate flag, not this one, but yeah, I mean, she really
If
went
Twitter,
there.
if Twitter was dead, we wouldn't get to laugh at people like this. So I hope it stays
Exactly.
around forever. But I did find one article that I thought was very funny, and just how it was worded. The incoming reboot of a franchise that's easily one of the worst ever is already being threatened as the start of a cinematic universe. It's Street Fighter, I guess.
Oh my god!
But I love this headline. It's beautiful and it gives me hope.
Well, here's the problem. Street Fighter, if you actually like did anything about Street Fighter, it might be fun. But
If
you
you
don't do anything about Street Fighter.
I would love the King of Fighter like show with Rugal and things. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Did you guys? Did anyone watch The Witcher season 3 part 2?
I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
No,
I didn't even know.
I didn't even start part 1.
I didn't even know.
It is the worst ending to a season I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and Forbes agrees.
It like they just like they like. Did he announce he was leaving before they stopped filming?
I don't know.
Because it sure seemed like it. Like it's like no, like, and even if they did, it makes it worse if they didn't, because they like it's all Siri all the time. It's all Siri, and then like Geralt has one sort of sword fight at the end, and then they just walk away. And that's
What's funny is, David, I thought that this was a different article because I'd seen it earlier, and just a couple weeks ago there was an article saying Netflix. Who's the new guy? Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
There was an article that said Netflix threw Liam Hemsworth under the bus to promote season 3. They had billboards up saying, "Yes, Henry Cavill is in this one."
Oh well, I mean, the whole promotion,
and
like,
he wasn't even in it.
Yeah, the whole promotion has been like, see, Henry Cavill's last episode is Geralt, blah blah blah. It's like he's barely in the show. Like he's
not only that, but
there.
he has
she
an
has
interview.
more sword fights than him.
He has an interview where he rips apart the entire episode, basically, and he says, "Oh, do you guys remember the first guy I killed in The Witcher season 1? Oh, apparently he's back in season 3 with a completely new head." He says in himself, I'm quoting, "Oh, he's back in the last episode with a completely new head. Apparently, he's the same actor. Why did they bring the same actor?"
That's another thing I didn't like about Good Omens season 2 was the recasting all of the characters from season 1.
Well, I was assuming it was the same demonic witch lady.
No, so the two lesbians are they played nuns in season 1,
right?
The new demon who replaces Crawley is Jezebel from season 1.
Oh.
Which is very confusing because she's a very prominent character in both. And
that's weird.
I caught immediately the bistro coffee shop owner. But
they're different characters. It's just confusing. Yes.
What the hell?
It doesn't make sense. It was a very bad choice.
Yeah. That's
weird. But holy. Imagine recycling, like, how lazy do you have to be to just say, "Oh, we went through all the extras in the agency, the acting agency. Don't get another one. Just bring the first one we kill."
Yeah.
But did you see the casting director has been doing a whole bunch of interviews and basically called Anna Charlotta ugly?
Yeah, which is like delusional.
We cast her because we wanted to challenge beauty standards.
Lol. Let me
How
look for her picture.
What
insulting.
the fuck? That's
Let me look for her
crazy.
picture.
Imagine saying that about someone working for you.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Like, is he,
We
like,
cast you because you're I love
wait,
Disparu.
am I
It's
missing
fantastic.
something? She's pretty damn hot. Like,
I know.
right? Like, what are we talking
She's
about?
She's
here?
good looking.
She's hot as hell.
Well, it goes hand in hand with
The
another
mouth.
comment. It goes hand in hand with another comment that the director said, where he admitted to using his job as casting director to affect change and manipulate viewers' unconscious bias.
I'm sending you right now
Because
picture.
she's part color. She's like
Who cares?
yeah.
She's hot as fuck. Look
I'm
at that.
sending you right now the
stomach.
picture,
Look at that
picture of
stomach.
the person that said that. Check the picture that I send you of the person that said that later.
Okay.
if
I
you
mean,
can.
dude, all you gotta do, look at that. Look at that.
She's very
stomach
good
on-
looking, yes.
Jesus Christ, man. What are you talking
Look at
about?
that face. Yeah. Look
mean,
at her
God
bones.
damn.
I mean,
Her jocks.
something could be said though from the very first season when she's like got the hunchback and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they had to really work to ugly her,
Yeah.
her, right?
They did.
But it's like,
And then after that, she's immediately naked and like, you're like, whoa, look at that shit. God damn, right? It's like,
Wait, she is?
what are you talking about?
I gotta rewatch season 1 because I don't remember that.
She has like 3 or 4 scenes where she's completely nude in season
Wow,
1.
that belly button, my
Yeah,
lord.
man. Like, what are we
Holy
talking about?
moly,
Chance? Like,
guacamole.
Geralt looks a little bit messed up. Maybe his beauty's in question.
What's her name? Okay,
Sophie Holland.
Okay,
Sophie Holland.
I'll get a picture.
She
of her.
is crazy hot.
Check
Like,
the
I don't even know what
IMDb.
we're talking about.
The IMDb.
But so, oh gosh, I don't want to show this on stream. We'll get
Is
demonetized.
there pure hotness? Is that what we're looking at?
This is what we're. Oops, that's not it. This is what we're working with here.
Wait, what? That doesn't look like her.
This
No,
is the
she's-
casting director.
She's
The casting director. Okay.
Yeah. She has been in many things. Casting director for a lot of things. Thor, the peripheral. Oh, I understand
The
now.
peripheral.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Shadow and Bone. Oh no.
How?
Let's get some
how-
redheads. She
You?
hates
Oh,
redheads.
no.
Confirmed. She is not hired. one.
Oh, she was the casting director for The Witcher Blood Origins. Okay, that explains things.
I mean,
course she was.
how?
And for
just how
Wednesday
in-
and Vampire Academy and
I
a lot of
don't
things.
understand how this is challenging beauty standards. She is like she is like pure hotness. I don't understand.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I mean it's the whole Margot Robbie is mid thing again. It's like what?
Wait, who said that? Margaret.
all
wait,
of
what?
Twitter, all of Twitter was saying Margot
One
Robbie was
basic
mid.
guy. One
On
basic
what
guy.
planet? Wait, what
I know.
planet are we living on? What happened?
know.
Like Margot Robbie is mid now?
It's because this isn't hot anymore. Hot is Lizzo.
Ugh. Dude, that gives me hope. Then I'm gonna be able to like.
Right, I know. I'm
like maybe I can get a.
I'm the goddess of
It's like
I'm a
I guess
pantheon of
look,
beauty.
man. I guess I got to downgrade my standards. I'll take the Margot Robbie mid.
Damn,
chicks.
I guess I got to
Damn.
go to America to be considered
Damn.
Jesus Christ the Lord. Jesus,
I gotta lower my
Mexican
standards to
Jesus.
Margot Robbie level. Well, okay, I guess I will. Sorry, like it's like what?
What's funny is that they announced that seasons 4 and 5 would be produced simultaneously because they know that 5 will never get made.
Oh, I was just
If
saying,
they wait, but
I
it's
thought that-
it's all been put on hold. I thought they had already started filming. Apparently not, but because of the writers' strike,
that might be it. It might be
The
it.
Witcher is officially like on hold indefinitely. It could be the writer's strike. Also, it could be season 3 viewership numbers.
That could,
But-
well, it's probably the right.
Half
Everything
and half.
sort of went on hold because of the writer's strike. But I would be, you know what? I would not be surprised if we see a lot of stuff not make it out like this. Like see, this is. I would not be surprised if this is the end of The Witcher.
oh yeah,
It should be, yeah.
definitely.
Oh, it should be. That,
I mean,
they want to do 4 and 5 together because they don't want to have to recast Geralt again when Liam Hemsworth goes like what is like? This is not what I signed up for either. What are we talking about? Like,
this
I'm
is
out of
great.
here.
If Margot Robbie is mid, then I'm the new Geralt.
Me too.
I can do it. You know, I'll take one for the team. I'll play Geralt.
How dare anybody say Margot Robbie is mid? Like, my God.
She's literally the most beautiful actress nowadays. Like,
She is the
A
it girl
tier.
right now. Margot Robbie is the it
yeah.
girl.
She is the Angelina Jolie, and even more beautiful than Angelina Jolie.
It's
in
like
my
I don't
opinion.
have to like Barbie to recognize that she is one of the most beautiful women on the planet.
No,
Like,
if you actually like Margot Robbie, you go watch Barbie just for the booty shots. Well, you're gonna enjoy your time.
just
my
turn
lord.
off the sound and just watch
Can
it.
we-
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just watch the booty shots. Yeah.
I would love to be in a world where Martina, David's wife, has to watch me as the Witcher instead of Henry Cavill.
Just
Oh,
do
I
it. Get it
thank you for
done.
Henry
Get it
Cavill.
done. You can do it.
El Wicho, you're gonna call you.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
Oh boy.
goodness,
it's a sad world we're living in,
it is
fellas,
very sad.
ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say.
It's very sad.
I think it's really funny. You know, I love
It's true.
so bad is good cinema. That there is nothing I love the most other than Twilight. The Twilight series, I always tell that in the show, is the best, worst thing that ever happened to cinema history.
Yeah, but at least Twilight doesn't insult you, right? And
Yeah. They don't. They don't. They actually they were so faithful to their fans that the entire product was so garbage that only the fans were actually enjoying it. And I was a Twilight fan growing up. Like, I read all the books. I know everything, every single little detail about the movies. That's why I know how bad they are when I rewatch them nowadays.
That's a good comparison. What's happening right now to comic books and to nerd culture is this is a metaphor, right? This is exactly what has happened. If you are a Twilight fan, I hate Twilight. I think it's stupid. I actually have a lot of Max, I've told you my Twilight stories, right? How I basically predicted the plot of Jared. You were there.
Yeah.
You can back me up. Remember when we were talking to those the one time I was in Utah for the summer, and we were talking to those girls at like night games or something like that, and they were talking about Twilight, and I lied to them and told them that I'd read the whole series.
Dude, yeah, that happened frequently. No, just kidding.
I did make up a lot of stories like that. No, there were these girls and they were talking about Twilight, and I was a little bored, and so I was like, I'm gonna have some fun. So I like injected myself into the conversation and be like,
Yeah.
you guys talking about Twilight? I love Twilight. And they're like, oh no. And they're like, no, you're making fun of us. You don't love Twilight. I'm like, yeah, I do. It's beautiful. And I had the only thing I knew about Twilight was that it was about a vampire and a girl falling in love. And I thought her name was Belle. So it's Bella, right? In the books.
Yeah.
So I got it wrong, but I knew that the guy's name was Edward. And I just made up so like, you don't read Twilight. Prove it. What's the book about? And I literally just improvised the dumbest plot I could think of. And they're like, oh, it's this beautiful, beautiful love story. And, you know, where Edward he's a tortured soul because he falls in love with Belle, and he loves her, but he also doesn't want her to live with the curse of being a vampire because he doesn't want to put that burden on her, and so it's this tortured romance where they want to be with each other, but they don't want to, but they can't be with each other, and it's beautiful. And they're like, you have read Twilight.
Yeah.
The first two
And I was like, oh, I'm getting away with this. I was just guessing. And so then I took it further, and I knew that Stephanie Myers, she's a Mormon. And I'm a Mormon as well. And so I'm like, and I also knew that she was originally from New Mexico, and that's where I was raised. So I was like, yeah, I know the author. We we went to the same church. and I'm a beta reader. She gave me an advanced copy of the last book.
Oh, good lord.
Because this was right before the last book had come out, and they were like,
you're a torturer. You are torturing those guys.
I made up the ending. I was like, Edward. They break up. I actually accidentally made up some of the plot to book 2, and it was accurate. But I was like, they break up, and he's heartbroken, and so
What you just mentioned is
Edward
basically, yeah.
stabs himself in the heart with a stake and dies, and it ends as a tragedy. And apparently, vampires can't die that way in the Twilight universe, but they were so shocked that they believed me still. And it was basically the greatest thing I've ever done in my entire life. They're like, no, you're lying. It doesn't end. It doesn't end like that, does it? I'm like, no. I just made the whole thing up. I haven't read any of the books. They were so pissed off, and they never talked to me again. And it was worth it.
Worth it, yeah. Worth
It was a good time, though. That's for sure.
But anyway,
yeah, the funny thing is that when I was reading Twilight, I always predicted the next step, and I thought that, oh, this is pretty good writing. But I was just a kid, I was like 10 when I bought the first Twilight book, and I was like 12 when I when I ended the whole series. Yeah, but I was the kind of guy in the theater screaming, "This is not in the books!" Literally. I was a Twilight fan. I was not Martina. I was not pandering for booty points. No. Look, my booty days are now. My booty days.
Later there was a girl because I was constantly making fun of Twilight because I pulled that off. I was like, oh, I can just make fun of this book. I was like, I literally thought of the stupidest plot I could think of, and it ended up being the plot of the book. And so there was a girl who was criticizing me. She's like, you can't make fun of it if you haven't read the book. So then I did read book 1, and it just made it so much easier to make fun of. So basically what's happening to comic books is if I hate Twilight, I inject myself into the Twilight fandom and start writing the Twilight movies because I hate it. And I change everything to be a joke and make fun of the people who like Twilight and belittle them and say, if you don't like the new Twilight, then you're a bigot and you're stupid. And it's me injecting myself into a place where I don't belong, and it would be very stupid and very rude.
And a stake in the main character's heart.
Yeah, I would drive a stake through Edward's heart. Yeah. That's how I would end
I didn't cry with Twilight because I didn't like to cry. But the only book I ever cried on, the first book I ever cried on was when Dumbledore died on the 6th book.
Yeah,
that's the first time I ever cried on a book.
Everybody cried, but that's the point. Like, these people, they hate you. They're making fun of you. Yeah. They're doing this because they think it's funny. They don't like The Witcher. They actively hate the source material, and they hate you. So stop giving them money.
Yeah, I agree. I already canceled my Netflix subscription before Twilight even. Before The Witcher even came out. I canceled all my subscriptions. I don't know why Disney has not I haven't paid Disney for 3 months, and I still have Disney Plus, so I don't know what's going on. I'm still watching the Secret Invasion. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I haven't paid that thing in 3 months and still there.
So I started collecting comic books. Like I said last time, I'm going to collect all of the Ultimate Marvel run, which ended in 2009, which most of it was good. Some of it was a little dumb, but it's what I grew up on, and it's what I never got to finish because I checked stuff out of the library, and I got the first couple omnibus of Ultimate Spider-Man. But I got a steal of a deal because the omnibus that's currently on sale is like $125. But a couple of years ago, Barnes and Noble published the same comic books, the exact same number, and I found this one used for $30, and it's literally the first 40 comic books on nice. Spider-Man, baby. And Elliot, my son, is already almost done reading it.
Wow!
Oh, that's awesome!
Oh, wow!
So he's almost halfway through the book.
Wow!
I got this yesterday.
That's a big book.
I got this yesterday. He's 7 years old,
Okay, I
And
feel a little bit embarrassed, but your son has way more reading comprehension than me.
it is so awesome to have a kid that I can show cool crap to.
That's
Feels
the
really good.
dream. That's the dream.
He read
oh.
more than he was supposed to. Oh my goodness. I told him he needed to go to bed when he finished the first third of the book. He read
more than me.
he read way past where he was supposed to stop.
Boogie,
He's
I
in
feel you,
trouble.
brother. I
He's
feel
in
you,
big
brother.
trouble. I can't get mad. He's not in trouble. I can't get mad at him for reading comic books.
For
But
reading, overall,
anyway,
it's like
it was used, so it's got the binders coming off a little bit. So I got some wood glue. I got some wood glue. I got some book glue, so I can fix up the binding.
Nice.
But I got that, and I also got. I found a whole lot sale on eBay for all of the Ultimate X-Men run, and I lowballed him, not thinking he was going to accept it, and I got it.
nice.
For $150. I got 21 comic book volume collections.
Wow, that's a good deal.
100. It's 105 floppies put together in volumes.
Oh, wow,
That's amazing.
a good deal. Yeah,
Yeah, way to go.
But it hasn't shipped yet. That was a week ago, and it's eBay. So
that would be like $300 in Mexico.
no, I think if you bought them new, it would be like $500.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect more of the original runs of Spider-Man and Daredevil and Fantastic Four and whatnot. But it's tough because those series have been ongoing, right? Like they've stopped and they rebooted it or whatever, but
Yeah,
they're still continuing, so it's hard to know where to stop before it gets terrible and woke, But anyway.
Well, I know exactly where to stop on the Ultimate Run because it was rebooted in 2011.
Oh, don't worry about Guy Martina. He doesn't like Harry Potter because he's a Gen A. I mean Gen C. I mean, he's like 14. Yeah.
Well, Prophet of the
That
Dragon,
makes sense why he doesn't like it.
thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
man.
Yeah.
It's been a blast. Do you want to come on next week and force yourself to finish this?
What time?
awful
What time
season?
are you going? If I'm not working, I'll be here, so I can.
Yeah,
we can
7
figure
p.m.
it out.
And we might have. We'll probably get Nerdporial on too if he wants to.
So 7. So that's 7. That's 8. 7 p.m. You said
7 p.m. MST.
Mountain time.
Okay, so that's 8 for me. So I will let you know. I'll try. Let me see what my work schedule's at. If I can, I will be here.
I'm gonna suffer through the last 3 episodes.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm already at. I gotta rewatch episode 3 because I fell asleep. But so but I figure once you start, you gotta sort of. I finished the Peripheral, so I can finish this.
I'm gonna watch it too. I want to watch it too.
The Peripheral was a lot longer too.
Yeah.
Heavier, way heavier.
Oh yeah, that's the
Way
other thing.
heavier.
Then so Martina, the Good Omens season 1 is narrated by God.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem is in season 2, God is the villain.
Oh no.
So she's not narrating it.
Yeah. They could have had some other narrator, right? They could have had a demonic narrator this time to balance.
Yeah, that
things
would have
out.
been funny,
It just
right?
feels
To have a demon
out of
narrate. Yeah.
place.
I don't know. Every time I see Good Omens, I want a Diablo TV show because I love I don't know.
Man, their cinematics are the best.
Diablo, dude, Muriel and all the angels and just the dynamic of like the devils are bad, but so are, like the angels aren't really good. They're just like I don't know. I think that would be so freaking cool. But
I love the whole Diablo
aesthetic is
the
crazy.
aesthetics, the characters. I mean, I don't play Diablo because I don't know, I never got into it. I don't like RPGs that
Nox
much.
was better.
But I love
No.
MOBA, so I play Hoss, Hero of the Storm, a lot. So I know every character that there is, for Warcraft. I mean, Warcraft, yeah, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo.
Yeah, I heard the new Diablo game is good.
Everyone was playing
mean-
Diablo 2, but Jared and I were playing Nox instead.
Yeah,
It's way better.
it was fun. Yeah.
I'll die on that hill. Also,
Don't worry, Boogie.
The-
We are almost done.
the PvP on Nox was like way before its time. It was so fun.
Dude, I totally forgot about that. That was
You
fun.
could, yeah. You could just pull up servers and fight each other, and it was the best. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else.
Oh,
to talk about
Pyra,
for the
how
show.
are you doing? I hope it's
Oh,
all
thanks for tuning in.
Mhm.
Prophet, do you have anything to plug on your channel or any? Or,
Well, just gonna keep on plugging away. I think Wednesday probably have a stream of some sort. I think. I got just got off my overnight work week, so I'm sort of getting organized. But there'll be videos and stuff. Definitely Wheel of Time orientated right now. Just ripping that disaster apart. It's a disaster a minute at this point. Every article comes out, every picture that comes out, it's just a disaster. So yeah, plan on getting back on
How
that
many
horse
of
and
these things? How much
riding it
sugar
till
does
it
this
dies.
Yeah, it's really sad. I've said this before on the stream, but if
Oh
I
my
wasn't a part of
God.
this show
Oh, no.
talking
Oh,
about
no.
just watching season 1, I would not have gone back and read the books if I hadn't been a part of this discussion. But
Yeah, dude,
I've read the first 3 books in order to. I stopped myself. I only read the first 3 so that I can,
it's
have
one
it
of the
fresh in
because
my mind.
I'd love to talk to you guys about it too, because it's one of those the only good thing that's come from the show is I've got to introduce some new people to the books, right? And because there's a lot, I've talked to a lot of people.
If I wasn't a part of this, I wouldn't want to go watch read the books.
So it's the only good thing that's come from it.
Yeah, you're right, guy.
Corporeal, Jacob Ironside, now you. I didn't, you. There's a whole bunch of people that got introduced to this.
Yeah, he is
wonderful
history based.
And it's just like, and then you see what they've done, and then you get to read this awesome story. You go, wow, there could be so much great stuff going on here. I mean, it could rival Game of Thrones easily if they did it right. And then you get to see this crap TV show. That's pretending. That's the worst part about it is they're pretending they're adapting stuff, and that's what gets me the most about this whole thing with that. So, yeah, so gonna be going hard again. Now I'm off work for a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
Thank you for having me,
Martina. I am technically a millennial, but I consider myself Gen X.
I just make Gen X, barely.
Yeah.
I am supposed to be a millennial, but hell no, I'm a Gen Z. Yeah, I'm not millennial. Yeah, hell no.
It's ironic. The show's called Best Gen, and we don't identify as millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm technically like right on the line of when millennials are
you
don't want to.
You're not.
You don't want
David.
to. You don't want to.
I don't know. They're arbitrary lines anyway, right?
Gen X ends in 80.
Okay, whatever.
Yep,
So-
right there, right on the line. Boom.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm literally right on the line. Yes, actually. Gen millennials end in 97, so that's why I'm right on the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have an older spirit. I identify as being older than I am. So,
And a tree.
well, thanks so much for coming on. It's been super fun talking to you.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's a good place to call the show rather than just going on ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to plug?
Yeah, just go watch my newest cover. Yeah, please
Sorry.
make sure to support it. It's really good. I hope it does better over the week. But yeah, go watch that if you can.
So
I
the
will appreciate it.
So the homework is to maybe refresh a little bit on Invincible, so we can talk about that in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I've committed. So I'm trying to finish all 5 books of Lightbringer, so we can do a Lightbringer stream. I think I got it. I'm doing 1 book a week. I'm already got a head start on this week's book. 20% in.
I'm happy to hear that.
They do get longer as they go.
Those pesky fantasy books, that seems to be how they go, right? They just keep getting longer.
Good stuff.
But yeah, that's the plan.
Damn, Para, yeah, you have a pretty messed up sleep schedule. You gotta get some sleep, homie. You gotta get some sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone go to sleep. Stop watching our show. Go to bed. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for
Have a
tuning
great
in.
week, guys.
Thanks for choosing us as your form of entertainment tonight. I hope it was educational. I hope you got a couple laughs. And I hope it was more entertaining than Good Omens Season 2. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nah.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
Right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.